Shooter ready.
Yep.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter ready.
Stand by.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Shooter ready. Stand by.
Ready. Stand by.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shooter Are You Ready podcast. My name is Midwest Savage. I don't have a co-host. I think he just texted me. 1 second. If he did, I'm going to read the message out loud because I have no shame and there's no privacy between me and Paul. Right on. Should be leaving in 5 minutes, 15-minute ride home. That's 20, ladies and gentlemen. I may have a GED, but I can add. We're here. I have a special guest. Paul will be jumping in later. Today we have the very fast, the very quick Jose Diaz, ladies and gentlemen. The I already messed up. I was saying gastronomic hedonist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Not too bad. Not too bad. For all you who do not know my guest, he is a very active shooter. Not like in a school, but like in a professional setting. Very, very quick on his feet. I watch videos of this guy and it just amazes me how fast he moves. It reminds me that I need to start moving a little bit quicker when I'm shooting. And he's just amazing. So, like I said, gastronomic hedonist. Look him up on Instagram. If you're watching the video, I have a ticker down there, how to spell it, and it's basically just like it sounds. But, yeah. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I just spent all afternoon doing wheelies on my electric e-bike Suron.
See, and that's another thing you can find on his Instagram. He likes to have fun. I can tell you're a man with who lives by his own merits. You don't look like a guy who has a full-on family, house full of kids and a wife.
Nope.
Dog, cat,
Definitely don't.
hamster, anything?
Yeah, I'm big chillin'.
Nice. Living the life, as some of us say. Yeah, man. I don't know. I want to talk to you about food, obviously. Oh, in your professional life, you're a chef, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
See,
Been
that's
cooking
another.
for 19 years now.
Good Lord. I thought you were like in your 20s.
No,
So-
I'm an old man actually. It's that Asian blood does me
I was about
well.
to say, man, you look good. You must lotion a lot.
I'm
Especially
a
living in-
late 80s baby.
Yeah, I'm mid 80s, so I'm right there with you. 80s were the best. Early 90s were a great time to grow up, I always say.
Yeah, we're probably the same age. You might be a year older than me.
Maybe.
Did you hit 40?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not 40 yet.
Yeah, see, I'm right there.
Nice.
I get compliments by a lot of younger guys at work. Like, there's no way you're 40. You look like early 30s. I'm like, well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Being as short as I am doesn't help either.
Yeah, no.
I probably look like I'm fucking 14. Who knows?
I wouldn't say I'm a tall fella, but I'm definitely not short. I'm a strong 5'12". Okay, and I carry that well. But I always tell everybody at work the key to staying young is you just keep doing stupid stuff and act young.
Dude, 100%. 100% agree with that. Stay active. That's like one of the ones that anyone has ever always said, stay active.
Yeah.
But dude, quit. Yeah, don't take everything so seriously and know that tomorrow isn't promised.
Dude,
you gotta have fun.
Perfect soundbite. Perfect example. Perfect. What's the word I'm looking for? Paul's always good when I'm not finding the word I'm looking for. Perfect quote to start the podcast off. There we go. That'll work. But yeah, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the brass tacks here. I'm not gonna lie. It was Mr. Yellow Glasses is how I found you on Instagram because he said your name one day and I looked you up. But you are amazing behind a pistol and a shotgun and a rifle. I'll give you that. I mean, I see a lot of your videos. And how long have you? Okay, what got you into firearms? Let's start with that one.
Into firearms. Let's see. Television, obviously.
80s movies.
When I was a little kid, yeah. When I was a little kid, I remember watching Rambo.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching Chuck Norris, and my grandparents and my mom bought me plastic, little toy guns and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think the very first actual gun that shot a legit projectile, I was in 4th grade, 3rd grade, and my mom took me to Academy and let me pick out a spring action BB gun
Nice.
that also shot pellets, and it might have been like a 1911 shape. I don't remember
Right.
exactly. I'd like to find that again, actually.
I think I know which one you're talking about. How did you load it? Was it the one? No, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
I
I
don't
know
remember
I
how
think
you
I know what you're
loaded it,
talking about.
but I know you had to pull it back to like
Just
cock it,
yeah.
and then I reset. It was just like one spring, single
Yep.
shot. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I had the same. Well, I don't care. I'm old enough now. I can tell my mom I had that same BB gun because my
Yeah.
mom wasn't as cool as yours. I didn't get to go to the store and get BB guns. We like had a black market of kids in the neighborhood who would like
Oh,
exchange BB guns with each other. That's how most of my friends got our guns. There was
hell
always
yeah.
like that one or two cool kids whose parents would buy them BB guns, and then I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'll trade you like my chrome handlebars off my Robinson if you just let me get that BB gun. You know,
Hell yeah.
and then you just go home and tell your mom, my handlebars broke. I need new handlebars. But yeah, I think
And
I know
after
exactly
that,
what BB gun you're talking about.
right? I mean, like, around that time, that was probably the BB gun that everybody got.
Yeah, I think everybody had that one. But yeah, I think it was thinking about it was like a 1911 esque kind of BB gun.
I think so.
Man,
Yeah.
now I wish I had mine
Right.
because
I'm
that
pretty
just
sure
brings
we.
back memories. That was the BB gun where it was powerful enough to go through a can or like some paper, but you could still shoot your friend with it. It
Yep.
wouldn't. It wouldn't like it would puncture skin. I wouldn't say puncture. It would break
At
skin.
distance, you're good.
Yeah, yeah. If he was standing in the neighbor's yard and you shot him, it would break skin, but it wasn't going to leave a BB inside his arm. That was
Yeah.
that BB gun because we used to run around and play BB gun tag with that one.
And so then after that, I got a single shot breakover 410. I
Nice.
don't remember what brand it was. I would guess Remington, but I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And we lived out on a ranch in Bastrop, Texas, out actually in Red Rock, like 20 minutes away from Bastrop. And yeah, we had 47 acres, and I was just allowed to
Oh,
run free.
that
Uh,
sounds amazing.
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
47 acres. You might as well like today. You'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, to probably have that back then,
Oh
or to
yeah,
have that now, absolutely, you'd be a millionaire. Yeah.
that's crazy. 47 acres. Good lord, I'm just trying to buy a house with like hopefully close to 10, and I'm even shooting for 6.
Well,
47.
that
I don't
just
even
goes
know
to show
what.
what our economy is now.
Dude, it's terrible. If I had 47 acres, I'd start my own town. It'd be insane. I would. It'd be a gated community, that's for sure. But
Yeah, but I was always around guns, definitely around guns, but didn't actually start uh, competitive shooting until January 2020.
January of 2020, and it's
Yeah, that was my first
20.
match.
So you're about 5 years in, huh?
Just about, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Damn, 5 years, man. You're flying. Let me tell you. That's awesome. I don't think
Appreciate it.
let me do my math here. When was my first? Because okay, now see, I grew up completely different than you. My mom didn't buy me BB guns. Like I said, we had the 12-year-old black market, and then like my aunt had guns. She was always like a big game hunter, so it really wasn't anything just to see guns. I was never like, oh my god, it's a gun. I was just like, yeah, it's whatever. But I think it wasn't until I was 20 I bought my first gun, and it was just a 410 Saiga because this dude at the gun store is like, here, you want this? It's cheap. It's like $180. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And I never
A
shot
410
it.
Tiga, like an AK
Yeah,
in 410. Wow.
yeah. And that was a
What's a
long time
magazine
ago.
like that look like?
Like a cell phone. It was just stupid. It was like I think it
Right?
held like 5, maybe 10 rounds. I can't
Yeah.
remember. It was a long time ago. But I ended up selling it because I never used it. I never did nothing with it. And I think I got addicted to raffles. No, wait. No, my grandpa died. I inherited his shotguns. And then my buddy was like, so you gonna start buying other guns? I was like, I don't know. And then I found like budsgunshop.com. And I was just, there's a laundry list of stuff. And I was like, wow, look at all this stuff. You could buy all this? And then after that, it was downhill. And I started winning raffles, and that made it even worse.
Damn.
I'm a sucker for a raffle, dude. I
How many
think
do you have? Oh,
guns, like in
yeah.
general, good
Yeah.
God, I don't even know.
Over
Um,
20, over 30, over 50.
I'd say I'm probably full, totally off the books. Nobody else should know about this, but I'd say I got to be over 20. I know that for sure.
I'm under 20.
Maybe scratching 30. Definitely
Damn.
over 20. I won a lot of raffles, dude.
Nice.
Like, we're just gonna throw out some random numbers here. Let's just say if I had 25 guns, I would say I probably honestly won 18 of them.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I had a problem. But I mean, a lot of it's paid off. Like, I got like the Scar 20, won it for $100. Got a PS 90, I won for $20. Like a majority of my AKs, like another rough number game. If I had 12 of them, I'd say 9 of them I won in a raffle. It's insane. But I don't know. So now I just keep mine. And that's like the whole why I started making YouTube videos is like, I just keep winning these things. I might as well start making YouTube videos. And then I quit winning as much as soon as I hit record and started making videos. And so I'm like, well, that sucks. But then that's when I had to start buying stuff.
Gotcha.
But well, let's get into your amazing pistol skills. Now, have you ever taken any classes? Or are you just a self-taught man?
Self-taught, I mean, not self-taught necessarily. I watch and learn, you know.
Right.
There's definitely been people that have influenced me greatly. But yeah, no, I've never taken a class. I think that's really
I've never taken any classes. I know there's one guy who I'm trying to schedule for a podcast later. He already agreed to it. We're just trying to figure out a date. Amazing shooter. I've seen him at like my first competition. I seen him shooting and he just wrecked house. Like, I believe, like, for instance, if I ran that stage and it took me a minute 20, I swear that dude did it in like 29 seconds. It was insane. And I was like, whoa, that dude's awesome. And so, like, I would take a class from him just to learn a little bit more, you know, just to see like what his ideas are and what goes through his head, basically. So, like, but other than that, I'm like you, I watch a lot of stuff. And like, especially, I don't want to sound like a conceited asshole here, but I watch myself a lot. Like, because I'm always recording myself doing everything.
Good. No, that's good.
And it's like, well,
I do that. That helps you improve.
Yeah, you get it because you record yourself. But it's like, say for instance, like you ran a stage and you're just telling yourself in your head after it's over, man, I was on fire there. I was moving. I mean, you are. But like, and then you watch the video and you're like, oh, I kind of stuttered there. Oh, I could have moved a little faster to the right on that one. Oh, I should have just stood there and shot that instead of moving. I mean, I tell people that too. Like, even if you're not going to post the videos, it always helps just like if you're at a competition, just have your buddy just one or two stages, just, even if it's one stage, say, hey, record me real quick and then just watch it. Because then you'll realize, like my buddy Tommy made me realize that I'm always like when I'm shooting rifle, I'd like aim and then I'd bring the rifle down instead of just kind of trying to hold it up a little bit. I'd always drop it and then bring it up and then drop it. And like I try not to anymore because somebody called me out on that and I noticed it. But that's awesome. You're self-taught, man. I respect that. But as far as pistols go, damn, I don't even know where I'm going to go with this one. Okay. No, you know what? Yeah. Do you drive? Oh, no, I know you dry fire.
Yeah, you know, I've honestly really started slacking on the dry firing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I reached a plateau and dry firing, I don't know. I don't say, I'm not saying don't dry fire, but right. I don't do it as much as I should anymore. I probably should. I do think that there's a place that dry firing can get you. And then it boils down to some other mental aspects past that.
Right. I agree with that. Because I never used to dry fire. I just couldn't get into it. Like I would try. I bought like the stupid little laser bullet with the targets that beep when you shoot them and, you know, hang them up in the living room. I did that. I did a bunch of little fake targets. And then I finally bought like the miniature sized like cardboard, like the downscale, like 1/8 scale, like poppers and all that. And I got them. They're over here hanging up in my garage on the garage door. And I did that. And I found that it did help me, like just to find, what is it? I want to try to think of site acquisition. I'm not accusing it of anything, but it just helped me find the dot a hell of a lot faster.
No, for sure. it'll
And
help you build your fundamentals, and it'll also
yeah,
keep you fresh. Like if you don't have the opportunity to shoot often, you should absolutely be dry firing because it's the same concept. You're just
right.
missing visual recoil, you
Yeah.
know, and the physical recoil. But dry firing is huge. Like I still shoot once a week. So there was a time where I was dry firing every day, and I still am having a pistol in my hands anytime I'm on the couch and I
Right.
have my fire shit set up. But I'm not doing a full dry fire session like I used to, where I made it every night after work. I would spend 10, 15 minutes, work up like a little sweat or something like that.
Right.
Or in the earlier days when I was upset with a performance at a match, I would review the video like you're talking about. I would see something that I did poorly, and then I would dry fire the fuck out of that, like punishment style. Like, you suck at this, so do this a bunch of times and then get better at it.
Right. And
That
the
I think dry fire is a practice tool and a growing tool and a keeping fresh tool. Like,
right.
if you can't shoot, then you should be dry firing.
I 100% agree with that. I mean, like you said, you what did you tell me? You shoot every Saturday,
I shoot
right?
every Saturday. Sometimes I'll shoot on Sundays, dependent, but not so much anymore. And I'll definitely, I have a schedule, a routine of like hitting the local circuit of matches.
Right.
And some days, like one day, 1 week out of the month, I'll just go to the range that I'm a member at and go train on Fridays and then shoot on Saturdays still.
Nice. Now, do you ever like make a surprise visit to like a little, well, I would guess it wouldn't be local, but it still could be. Do you ever like surprise people and just go to a place where you've never been and you've never met anybody and you just go in there and just, I mean, let's be honest. I see some of the things you wear. Okay. I'm not hating on your fashion sense. Okay. But like, you ever just like show up at a random event, like in some Daisy Dukes in a basketball jersey, just looking weird. People are like, who the hell is this guy? And you just go in there and destroy him.
I mean, that kind of used to happen, but now I've become friends with all the people there. I
Yeah.
don't like
Right.
to make, I'm pretty approachable and friendly dude. And so, yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, I haven't even dressed up at a local match in a long time. I don't know.
Yeah. You're looking pretty normal lately. I
Yeah.
think it was like you and the Davernoff with the cutoffs and stuff. I think he shared that picture once. I was like, who the hell is this guy? I was like, this guy's out there. Let me check out that Instagram page.
Well, and you want to get new. You want to continue on and grow and do different things. It's same
Right.
with like musicians not wanting to play their one popular song. Like,
Oh yeah.
I want to grow
Play
and
some,
change too.
play some Stairway. No.
Yeah.
But
But I'm gonna be
I
wearing those fucking Daisy Dukes this summer. Don't get me wrong.
all right. I can't wait for the picture of that. As far as dry fire goes, like I said, you shoot once a week. I totally get that you don't do it as much as like you said you did, but like I get where you're coming from with it. It's kind of like for me, like the best analogy I can say is like it's almost like a bicycle. It's like you get a new bike, you learn to ride it because it's going to be different. It's going to feel weird, and you want to get you want to get it down to where it feels just natural. Like when I got this new optic on my pistol, I dry fired like crazy for a couple weeks. Like every day I was
Oh,
out here just click,
100%.
click,
A
click, click.
new thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
you got
now
to
it's
drive
like
with it.
yeah, and then it's like now I really have no problem, pulling that thing out, finding the dot. I got, a good motion from my draw to finding the target. And it's like, yeah, I'll probably do it once for 5 minutes a week. But it's like I don't feel like I need to anymore because like I know that pistol now. I know where I need to, and my body knows what I got to do basically.
For sure.
So
Yeah,
we're not.
you need to reset the muscle memory for a new gun or something
Yeah.
like that. It's going to require a lot of dry firing for you to perform at the level that you want to perform at it.
Right.
Or with.
Now I know you have your special pistols. We're not going to pull those out yet. We're getting into that because I've seen them. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, you should go home later tonight because you're probably driving in your car. But you should check this out on YouTube when this guy whips out his pistols. It's going to be amazing. I think they look sweet. But now, like, are you very? I'm sure you are. But when it comes to bullets, bullet weight, you roll your own. You make your own.
No.
No.
I'm a very cheap individual. I'm a
Ain't no
very
wrong with
big
that, brother.
believer. I'm a big believer in the Indian, or I'm sorry, it's the Indian, not the arrow.
Yeah.
I've seen people that are like badass pistol shooters come to a local USPSA match and just crush with like a Glock 26, or somebody won like a nationals, a USPSA nationals with a Glock 26, and they're normally shooting like a crazy ass open division
Right.
pistol shoot, you know. So if you learn the fundamentals and you have the actual solid skills, it doesn't fucking matter. You can shoot a
I'm
gun.
with you. Well, let's see. When it comes to the rifle, I'm a little picky. I'm not gonna lie. Like with my 223, I'm strictly a PMC bronze. When I'm shooting like 7.62, I'm strictly Tela now because it's like all you can get. I used to be a Barton man, but those days are long gone. But like when it comes to pistol, I have like a 50 cal ammo can, and it's just a mixed bag of like some Blazer or some PMC or MagTech, and I just whenever I get boxes of it, I just start empty all the boxes and dump them in the ammo
Okay,
can.
no, I don't do that.
Oh, I
So
do.
I have learned for competition for my specific pistol or pistols for my 2011 specifically, it won't cycle the Monarch 115 grains. The overall length isn't long enough, and they what's it called, like nosedive into the feed ramp.
Okay.
So like that particularly, those are the cheapest ones, and like I can shoot those out of my PCC, no fucking problem. But out of my competition pistol, it won't work. I have to get the Blazer brass, and I only get the 115s because they're like $2 cheaper than the 124s. And if I can control the 115s, then why do I need to spend $2? I mean,
Wow, so you just rock 115s on competition?
yeah.
Wow, man, I like it. That's brave. I was just at KCON a couple weeks ago, and somebody was like, "You got to use at least 124s in competition to knock steel," and I was like, "Yeah, but do you?" I was like, "All I've got is 15s right now," and so I hurried up and ran over to Paul. I was like, "You got any 24s? Let me get a couple of those to knock that first target down." But
I mean, he could be right, but still, you could double it. You
yeah,
know, you fucking put
I
two
mean,
on
maybe
that
you
thing and it
will.
will not.
If
Huh?
I was to double it, I'd triple it. It would be hit, miss, hit. That's me doing a double.
Still
But
probably faster. You know?
now just to clarify here, I don't just buy random ammo and throw it in an ammo can. I know it works before I dump it all in an ammo can. Because there is, what the hell did I shoot? And it was dog shit. That Remington fucking yellow and green box. Like the military or marine shit or whatever it is. That shit sucks. At least for me. That's like the only ammo I've ever had serious issues with. I never bought it again. I haven't bought it for years.
Did you shoot it through a bunch of different guns?
I shot it through like the 3 different pistols I had. And
it
like
wouldn't work through any
I
of
would
them?
get like the stovepipe might have been me, but then that's like the only one I've really had like light primer or bad primers on, like where like there's a clear hit on it and it's not doing anything.
Gotcha.
But other than that, like I said, I stick with the Blazer brass, the PMC, or I don't even know how to say that other one. I always say Celler and Beloit, and I know that's not how it's pronounced. But there's like 4. But actually, like you said, you're cheap. I'm cheap. I did just buy some Max Tech, and that's been working out fine because it was cheap.
Nice.
But yeah, 115s, that amazes me. I thought I had to start moving up to the 124s, but if you tell me 115s work, dude, I'm taking your advice.
Well, I'm also, doing it really fucking stupid. Sorry, my phone just displayed low battery. I might need to plug in my charger. But fucking I'm shooting USPSA. When I was a member of USPSA and I had to like type in my membership number for it to like show up and actually account for my scores, I've always been shooting minor power factor, which means they're shooting at a slower velocity and they're not causing as much recoil. So I accumulate less points when I hit a bullseye or get a miss, like a Charlie or a Delta. But if you're shooting major power factor in the open division, which I shoot in because I have a thumb rest and fucking ports and all that shit on my gun, you get more points. But like some guns can't handle shooting major power factor 9, and some guns can, and you just shoot it until they can't. then your gun blows up. But yeah, there's different reasons and different angles to be shooting different power factor and different grain weights of projectiles.
Okay.
I'm
Take
not
your
even
word for it.
I don't even fucking care. I'm just trying to shoot and have fun and act a fool.
Well, see, I'll give you a check mark on all three of those boxes because it looks like you do that a lot. Oh, hold on, my guy Paul's here now. There's a knock
nice.
at the door. And Paul, you there? Paul, turn up the microphone, Paul. Nothing. Paul, what's going on? I swear, I honestly, Scout's Honor, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to change my settings. Sorry, I'm
Paul,
late.
Jose Diaz. My guy, Paul.
What's up, Paul? Nice to meet you, dude.
Paul, we were just discussing amazing pistol skills because he has them, and I was trying to pick up some tips. And we're moving on to bullet weight. 115 is the way to go.
Ooh.
No, 115 is what I do. I've shot 147s out of my Prodigy, and it was even flatter than what I'm shooting now. It would probably be wise for me to shoot 147s if I can get them to shoot reliably out of my gun because they were softer, and I could probably do faster doubles at distance.
Is the Springfield Prodigy your primary pistol?
It's my primary competition pistol.
Did you have any problems with it when you first got it? Because that's kind of the theme.
Yeah, millions of problems. But also, it was also growing pains of learning the 2011 platform. Mm-hmm. Just like the same concept I was saying a second ago. I forgot that this was an issue. I forgot that I couldn't shoot the Blazer Brass out of my gun. And I started buying them again because I was shooting my PCC so much. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to shoot these out of my fucking Prodigy. And they don't cycle. It just doesn't work. So you have to find the pistol and ammo and spring tune that works. And then you stick to that. That's where I failed. Stick to that, and you should have success and reliability.
Because I'm a big fan of the Federal Syntac. They've got the 147 and 150s, and I've always had really, really good luck with the 150s. And
red box,
with
the red tips. Yeah, those are awesome. I shot those out of my pistol, and they were great.
Yeah, but if you're like, I've got a Strybog for my PCC, they don't. 115s I think are almost better for a PCC because they just recoil a little bit softer, at least in the PCC that I have. But that's the
most important factor. You can't just broadly say 115s are the best. 147s are. You have to test it for your individual gun. It's too fucking ambiguous to say it's the best.
But here on this podcast, we're going with 115s. Because that's what I have.
The Shooter Are You Ready podcast fully endorses the 115.
The 115 all day.
Yeah. I buy those because they're the cheapest. I want to make the cheapest shit run for me. That's what I tried to do. I found springs and shit that tuned to at least Blazer. What I found was that the overall length of the Monarch that I buy from Academy, which are the cheapest, they wouldn't work. So the next cheapest was Blazer Brass. They work. They're 115s. The 124s cost me more, so I'm not going to buy them. And that's what I've been shooting with for forever, and I've had success.
Paul, do you have an Academy by you?
No.
Okay, me neither. I was about to say, everybody's always talking about going to Academy, and I'm like, damn it, I got to move somewhere where there's an Academy.
I think
y'all buy them online or what?
I usually buy online. Yeah, actually, I'm 100% online now because all the stores around me, like I look at the prices, I'm like, I can get that cheaper online.
Yeah,
and I
get anxiety. I don't want someone to steal my ammo off my porch.
It hasn't happened yet. And what you do is you order a lot of it. That way they can't get away real fast. And then your porch camera is definitely picking up who it was because they tried to pick up the box. You heard them groan, and they looked at the camera like, "What the hell's in here?" And so that's what I do.
If you order 1,000 rounds at a time, it comes out to 22 pounds. And, porch pirates are going to have problems with that. Yeah, I think the furthest north that Academy goes is maybe Missouri.
Oh, okay.
I know there's some in Missouri. Yeah. I'm actually even worse. I buy the Palmetto State Armory AAC 124 grain. And if you
How
go
much is that a
online,
box of 50?
they kind of get you on shipping. That's the only problem. Is you've got the Orem D, which is the like specialty shipping that they require you to get. So I think it comes out to something like high 20s,
For
if I'm
shipping?
remembering correctly.
Academy is, what did you say? What brand? Blazer?
Yeah.
120. I don't buy the 124s. I buy the 115s, but they're $14.99.
See, now
Yeah.
we'll go back to being Jose here being cheap. I am so cheap to where I go to Ammo Seek. I click on the filter. I go to free shipping, and I say, where can I get some AK ammo? And then I find a website. They're like, we'll sell you 1,000 rounds for this much. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to that website. I put my 1,000 rounds in my cart, and then I'm like, how much is your 9mm? Because I don't want to pay somebody else to ship stuff to my house. And then I just cycle through that same website, and I'm like, oh, you have that? Never heard of it. I'll take 500 of those, please, and thank you.
Yeah, for the PSA ammo, it is comes out to be about 27 cents a round.
I don't know what that equates to. I can't do that math.
But everybody, if you were to go online, you would think that AAC was destroying every gun in America with just how shitty the ammo is. But I've been shooting their 77 grain, their 223, and then also their 9mm in pretty much every competition that I've shot for the past 2 years. And I've had a lot of success. I really like their 77 grain. Two of my ARs really, really like it. And then my M90 also really, really likes it. So it's definitely, as you were describing, find the ammo your gun likes.
Yeah.
Actually, last night, Jamie, you were doing a live where you were talking about ammo. And if you
I was going to bring that up.
If you looked at the chat, it was like, let's say that there were 4 guys that had Zastava M90s that were in there. One really likes the PMC bronze. One really likes a different one. One really likes a different one. So
Yeah.
even if you were to just say, hey, Springfield Prodigy, 115 grain Monarch is, the best. Well, it is for your Springfield Prodigy, but you got a Tuesday gun and the Friday shift gun. Well,
yeah.
Let me tell you,
that's going to have some problems.
That's going to have some loose tolerances, to say the least.
I've been trying to win.
And I did a lot of shit to my.
Yeah, see, we discussed raffles, and I've been trying to win one of the Prodigies because I wouldn't say I want to get in the 2011 game, but I wouldn't mind owning one. And there's this really cheap one that's going around right now. And Paul, what was that? Who made that?
Is it Mech or Mac?
Mac, I think.
Forget which one it is.
Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Paul. It's normally I think it was like it's sub $1,000 just to begin with. But then Paul found some wicked deal the other day. What was that, Paul? Like a $600 sale?
I think it was $689 on PSA.
Yeah. I was like,
get it. Fuck it. Just get
tempting. It's tempting, dude. No, I didn't buy it outright. I thought of it. But then the website I go to for raffles had one. And I was like, let me get a ticket.
So what drew sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what drew you to the Prodigy? Because whenever I've got a couple of friends that shoot staccatos, and I feel like we're in the golden age of the 2011 right now. We talked about this last week, where it is like you can get literally a 2011 or 2011 style double stack 9mm for $700 all the way up to $7,000. So what kind of landed on you on the Prodigy? Had you had other 2011s?
No, first 2011, I bought my Prodigy just over 2 years ago. So it was pretty new from Springfield. It was the cheapest 2011 that I knew of that I could get. Right. And I'm very unafraid to fuck up a gun. And I'm very turned on by doing my own gunsmithing and like making a gun ugly and pissing off gun people and then shooting better than them.
Nice.
That's why I picked the Prodigy.
That's
gotcha.
Awesome.
And so you had a million problems with it. You obviously like to tinker with it. What was it, what were kind of the top 3 issues that you had kind of right out of the gate with it?
Issues were the main ones that were pretty much discussed publicly. There was the disconnector getting caught on the slide as it would go back into battery. so you have to perform a little ramp cut on the slide so it goes more smoothly. Magazine issues, but I don't know. I think it was just like those were luck of the draw. I'm not sure about that, but I've still been using the OEM mags. And I switched out some of the springs to those. I think they're the Hennig with the flat follower, so you could fit like 2 or 3 more rounds into the mags. And those have all been good when I run the correct fucking ammo. What else? I also did like ports to the gun. I cut the dust cover on the slide to lighten it. I put the lightest fucking possible springs that I could find that were available at Ben Stoker Pro Shop. And I changed, yeah, I mean, I tried to change everything to make it as light and like race as possible. And so I figure I brought on a lot of issues because of how far I wanted to push the gun.
Now, the question I'm sure everybody at home is asking, can you air rack it?
Oh,
I think with this spring weight I can. I don't know if I have any rounds. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah. Oh, look at him go.
Man.
Because that's really what everybody wants to do with the 2011. It's just like the crispiest ones are. Oh my god.
Oh, hold on. Let me blow up your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to get on YouTube. Look at that, dude. That just looks like something from Texas. That looks like you found it on a cartel member laying in the desert. Oh man.
We all know it's fucking empty.
That's nice. Yeah. I mean, all guns are checked and cleared on this show, ladies and gentlemen.
And
that is beautiful. Now, did you do all that yourself?
No. So Mad Cactus did the engraving. Okay. My buddy Josh Zadrogov, he did the porting. And he owns the CNC, and he's a fucking extremely badass machinist. He did that. And then I've got some lovely JB weld that I put on the OEM safeties because they want $150 for an extended safety. That's ridiculous, dude. I'm not paying that much money for a tiny little strip of metal.
Yeah.
I pinned the grip safety, and then I did that stippling myself. Pretty proud of that. This is a Hayes Custom Magwell, and I've chewed the living shit out of it.
Look at that, dude. Hold that up. Let me get a view. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a used Magwell.
It's got to be.
That looks like you dropped it out of a truck and kind of just drug it along the road for a little bit and then said, oh shit, my gun is dragging behind this truck on a string right now. Let me get out and get that.
It's the gravel intake funnel at the factory.
Yeah, right.
Mad Cactus. You guys promote Mad Cactus on this insane work that he did. I'm so proud to have that. And like you're talking about cheap and whatnot, I didn't pay for that. Mad Cactus got behind me and wanted to support me and let me advertise for them. And so they did that slide for me, and they're fucking incredible. And I'm pretty sure they're going to take care of that new Mbach Armory AK that I got too, the AK 101 clone.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Where's Mad Cactus out of? Let's represent him. H-Town.
Yeah.
Look him up. Fantastic work. Now, see, it's just like when you saw me eating dinner earlier. I'm scared to even show you my pistol because now I'm looking at my Magwell. Like, does mine even look like I use it? It does. There's a couple. I got a few scratches on there. Not a lot.
Now hold on. This is 2 years and like a competition every weekend. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I have probably 2 competitions in the last year with this pistol because I decided this is the one I'm going to use and this is the one I've been using. Paul, do you have yours by your side?
I do not.
I didn't expect you to have it in your pocket.
Yeah. Hey, here we go. I do actually have it out because I'm hitting the range tomorrow. So I can grab. Yeah, there it is. Is that a 17L in your pocket?
That was a 50 AE Magnum. I mean,
really?
43X.
I was like, wow.
So Up here in the north in the wintertime, it's kind of prime season to carry full size because you can kind of cover it underneath everything that you have. And there's kind of the joke that goes around where it's just like in the summertime, oh, I gotta have the 43X in the pocket. And in the wintertime, it's like I've got a foul under this jacket.
See, I do switch. I do
80
switch in the
degrees
seasons.
today in Austin, Texas, and I carry my 43X year round.
See, if I lived somewhere where it was year round, fantastic weather, I would, because like right now, wintertime, I'm a HK VP9 SK man. That's my winter gun. And then, or like the Glock, what is it, 34? Yeah, not the 43, the 34.
Yeah.
But, and then like summertime, I like to go light. So then I'll either do like, I got a Kimber Mako, that's a little bitty guy, or I'll do like my 26, and that's it. The 26 and the 34 are almost the same, so it really doesn't make sense.
Is the 34 longer barrel or longer grip? I always get them confused.
34 is the longest, bro. That's longer than a 17.
Oh, then it must be the 43 because 34 is competition focused one, isn't it?
Yeah. 43, the tiny one.
Yeah.
You got it back.
Do I? No, hold on. What's the one that's 45?
45 is like a weird grip, but small or thin or some shit.
No, I mean
Oh,
it's a
45 ACP.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I thought it was a
23. 23.
Is it a 23? I don't
so.
remember. Whatever the one is that looks like a 26, but it's 45. Dude, I hate their number system. It drives me nuts.
It's stupid.
I feel like the 17 perfect. It's 17 rounds makes sense. 19. Oh, it must have 19 rounds. Wrong.
Yeah.
It's
they messed up with their advertising, their name.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now I'm curious to find out what
I still like them.
Oh, it's a 30. My bad. Glock 30. A Glock 30 is a 45 caliber. Makes sense, right? You get it.
In 17 length, what's it? How long is it? The same as a 19 or a 17?
It's like a 26. It's a little one.
Oh, the tiny little fucker. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, the 30 SF, short frame.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I typically carry
3.78.
Damn. I typically carry the SIG P365.
Just like because America's choice.
Yeah, that's what everybody carries, and it's stupid boring. But actually, recently I've got a Beretta 84 BB, which is their double stack 380 from way back in the day, and I shoot that really well. So it's been kind of my pistol choice recently.
I carried my Makarov once just to feel cool.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
That was before I actually had like a dedicated one. I actually carried a Tokarev for a long time with hollow parts because that like it's kind of the Soviet boomer 1911, but they shoot really well and they've got a lot of ass behind them. I mean, it's a neck down little cartridge, so it's just screaming. Right. But I actually took that out to the range the other day for the first time in a while, and I really like little Tokarevs. They're fun. That's an idea for somebody else that's out there. Do a raced out Tokarev. I think that would be sweet.
That would be cool
to see something like that. And they make them. I think Zastava had made them in a 9, so you could probably get something that's a little bit nicer. Seeing it in the 7.62 by 25, I think would be the best. But I mean, they make compensators for them. So, now it just comes down to like mounting a dot or, what have you. But I think that would be really fun to see somebody
on it.
Yep. Seeing somebody show up and shred with something like that. I wonder where that would fall in power factor, if that would be minor or major. That'd be interesting. Okay.
I think I'm going to get a 12-inch can for my 43X and then wear my Daisy Dukes and have the can protrude.
Right. Oh, yeah, dude. Just hanging down. But you need to get like a skin-toned can.
Paint a dick on it.
Yeah, the big vein on it.
The FDE, whatever silencer.
Purple tip silencer.
Yep.
Is that a 9mm suppressor, or are you just happy to see me?
You'll know when I'm happy. Okay.
Honestly, I think I'm a big believer in carrying the same gun. And I know that like people like to switch out their carries for weather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I keep my shit appendix. I'm at home and I keep it on me. And I like to go. I've shot, I think twice, IDPA maybe I shot USPSA once with it, in sandals, appendix carry, pocket mag, just to like exercise what a shooting scenario would be like
real
with
life.
my.
Yeah.
And also I want to say that I fucking hate Glocks. I think they're pieces of shit, and I think that people got suckered by marketing into buying all sorts of gimmicky bullshit for that gun. But I think they're absolutely amazing in reliability. I will trust my Glock to protect and preserve my life, and that's the only thing that I use a Glock for now.
Okay, now we're segueing into my next somewhat topic. I was going to name off some brands, and I want to know your opinion.
Okay.
Okay. Now, like we just wiped the floor with Glock. I mean, I think most people who have shot more than their Glock and their grandpa's 1911, I think understand that. I'm with you on Glock. I don't think they're fantastic at all. I think they're just very basic, and they sell people by saying, this is the new gen. What'd you do? There's no finger grooves on it. I need it. I need that one. I think it's stupid. I do think they're very reliable. They have a good track record of being reliable. That's why I have one in the truck. That's why I carry one, because I know it'll work. Okay, it's not a fashion statement. I just know it's going to work. All right.
For sure.
If high points were half the weight and they worked, I'd carry one of those. But they're not, and they don't. But
I will go. I think I'm going to go against both of you here.
Really?
Okay.
Not because I think that Glocks are the best pistols ever made. I think that Glock is what all other guns are judged off of. Number one, because they've sold 1 million of them, which I think is the marketing. But also, if it's like somebody comes to you and says, I'm looking to get a handgun, it's not crazy expensive. They're still expensive, but they're not crazy expensive for what they are. And
it's the marijuana of guns.
It's the gateway.
It's the gateway gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dare to keep your friends off of Glocks.
A 17 was my first gun. It got me into a lot of competitions. It can get you into doing a lot of things.
I agree with this.
But I'm not going to sit here and also I despise guys where it's just like, yeah, I got a Glock. What'd you do? I replaced the trigger. I replaced all the springs. I replaced the sights. It's like,
you basically bought a whole new gun for your Glock after all.
Yeah, which is fine. Like if you want a full custom gun, but like I feel like the more that people do to their Glocks, the shittier they become. And it's just like then your defining factor of why you actually bought a Glock just kind of goes out the window. Yeah. So just get it, shoot it a whole bunch, find out what you actually like. And I think even if like for me, I've got tiny little baby hands. There are some guns that I just don't shoot as well as others, and one of those is a Glock, but I can still see where they come from. So
it's a good starter. Let's be honest.
I think it's a good starter gun. That's fair. I didn't really like put that into perspective, but that is
no.
Fair.
I mean, I think everybody gets that, but it's like let's just say, okay, all three of us are at the gun store, just looking at shit, and let's not jerk each other off here. I mean, for one, we're each not at a close enough distance, but like we know a little bit more than the person who knows nothing. Okay. So like just say we're all, hey, let's go hang out at the gun store and just see what's there. And like we see some unknowing person who doesn't own shit walk in there up to the counter and say, I'm looking to buy my first pistol and I only have $500. I'd say 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, 9 out of 10 times that guy working at the gun store behind the counter, we would hear him say, well, let's look at this Glock. Because, I mean, that is like the Toyota, Camry of pistols. It's going to work. It's going to just keep going. It's not that expensive. You're not going to get any tail. The bitches aren't knocking down the door because you have a stock 19, but it's going to work. Okay. It's going to go every time.
What I don't understand is there are people that have shot guns before, shot Glocks, and then they've shot a Shadow, a CZ Shadow with a nice fucking trigger, or a 2011, and then they'll still shoot Glocks. That if that's a thing, like I don't know, the fucker T-Rex or whatever, like those guys all swear by Glocks and stuff, and you see some of those Hunter Constantine shoot a MP5 or what are they called?
MP9s?
The
Smith and Wesson?
Smith and Wesson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, people are into those other guns that are striker fire, but Jesus Christ, I just feel that a CZ or a Tamfolio, which is my first gun, a little new gun, those triggers and the metal frame just shoot so much better than a Glock
Yeah.
that I'm over a Glock entirely.
I'll probably get a lot of hate for this. I don't own. Well, I do own a Smith and Wesson, but that's a different story. My buddy bought a couple years ago. Just bought like their basic, like what's like the little 9mm Smith and Wesson everybody will get. It's just
shield.
A shield.
Mhm.
He bought a shield, and I was just took him out and we were shooting, and he's like, "Oh, I bought this pistol." I was like, "Oh, let me see that." And I shot it a couple times. That thing shot much better than any Glock I have. And I was like, I would much rather have this shield than my 26 all day. It was better. And some people probably not like that. Some people probably like, oh, Glock's way better than Smith and Wesson, but it just felt so much better. And I shot it way better. And the trigger was much better. And it wasn't that trigger that everybody hated on those, where it like had the booger hook on it, like, and it went all the way back to the flame and then it went off. It was like one of the new nice triggers. And I enjoyed it very much. But Jose, I think I know where you stand on CZs. I'm not even going to ask you how you feel about CZs.
I like CZ pistols, 100%.
Yeah, I think, what was my first pistol? I can't even think. Oh no, I'm not going to tell you guys. But my second pistol. We can talk about my second pistol. No, you know what? I will talk about my first pistol because people are going to talk shit, but God damn it, I don't care. My first pistol that I bought brand new, because I didn't win any in raffles because I was only trying to win rifles. I bought the Taurus PT 2000 or something stupid like that. I can't remember what the hell it was called. It was like some 200.
I almost bought the Taurus Curve for my first pistol.
The Curve? Wow. Yeah, I just saw somebody do a review on one of those the other day.
All right, we got to talk about the Curve here for a second.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But yeah, I will say probably one of the most comfortable pistols that you could ever carry. I would just never trust my life or anything to this thing.
Dude, the review I saw,
it's horrendous.
Yeah.
It is horrendous. Friend of the channel, Big John.
Big John's got one?
Big John has one.
Big John, how's he even put his finger in that thing?
So it is literally a sausage.
Hold on, Jose, if you don't know Big John, he didn't just get the name Big John because we ran out of nicknames. He's a big dude. Okay. Yeah. His hand could probably cover my face. All right.
Jesus.
He's Big John.
He's a big guy. So he's a big guy who loves small guns. Like he's looking at the CZ Scorpions and 32 ACP right now. So he's got this Taurus Curve, and I have just ripped on him endlessly for this thing, like almost as long as I've known him. And he's like, "You just haven't shot one. You don't know how good it is." I was like, "There's no way that this thing is anywhere close to good at all." And he was like, "No, it's." Oh, we lost him.
I think he said his phone. Well, this is an uneventful podcast. He was saying his phone was dying earlier, and I think he tried to plug it in. I don't know. I seen it. Well, damn it! Now let's keep talking about this Curve.
So, Taurus Curve.
Yeah.
We take it out. It's 380. Go to pull it. It's the longest, heaviest trigger pull out of any pistol that I've experienced ever.
Oh, I believe it, dude. I've seen it. It's like a solid trigger. Like, isn't it like a 1911 style? It's not like a trigger.
Yeah.
It's like
it's all the way back.
Yeah.
And it is restrike capabilities. So it's like you're shooting a double action every single time because you have an internal hammer. And it's actually curved. So it's incredibly uncomfortable in your hand. So it was like pull, bang. Pull, bang. Pull, bang. Couldn't get through a full magazine without the thing just absolutely shit in the bed. And it was terrible. The sights do not exist. They're like these little bumps that sit on the top of the slide. And then it has a big white X in the back. And it's like, just put that white X on the target and just pull the trigger until the gun goes off. You're dead, or the other person you're trying to kill is dead. Nice. It's got this internal laser that you can't see for anything. And when you're shooting it, it like goes off.
Yeah. That's what the guy in the review was saying.
It's terrible.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. Everybody should shoot one at least one time in their life. Right. Because we just shit on Glocks. There are way worse guns out there.
Yeah.
Like by far. There's so much garbage that's out there.
I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna show you this. This is Jamie's first pistol because I'm not gonna let anybody know this is my second pistol. Never going to tell anybody what my first pistol is. Very few people know, and I'm not going to bring it up again.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, here we go.
Jesus, sorry
He's
guys.
Okay.
Fucking,
You joined us for Jamie unveiling his second pistol.
okay.
Right here, the Taurus PT 111 G2. That was
Wait,
me.
no. Did we just say that the tourist the curve you shot it and was it good or wasn't it good or what?
No, it sucks ass.
Sucks
It's the
ass.
worst thing. So just to recap, it has this laser that's on the front of it. Honestly, if you find one, please, I will pay for I will Venmo you for the ammo. I just want to see you shoot a match with it because this is the worst dog shit thing in the world.
Doesn't it hold like 5 rounds?
I think it's 8. The mag is like you pinch on both sides and squeeze in to get the mag to come in and out. It's not like a button or anything like that. But it doesn't have like sights.
Grip.
Yes, it doesn't have sights. It has these like 2 bumps that are on the top of it, and then it has a big white X that goes across the back, and then that's what you use to shoot at it. But it's double action only.
Oh my god!
So it's like all restrike capability. So you go like pull, bang, and then it goes off. But I'm out there with Big John, and I'm just like, dude, this is dog shit. And he was like, yeah, I know. And he was like really excited about it. And he was like, now cool? He's like, now you understand why the curve is so good. And I was like, no, that's what are we talking about? Like good guns, typically, when you pull the trigger, they go off. And he was like, not this one. It's good for other reasons.
That's hilarious.
So this was your first gun now?
This is my second. We're not talking about my first one.
Your second gun.
Yeah. I bought this for like 200 and change, brand new. And I read reviews on it and everybody hated it. Everybody's like, that gun's a piece of shit. This, it's a crap. It's Taurus. It's made in Brazil. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody hated it. But let me tell you, dude, I must have shot easily 2,000 rounds through this thing. And I've never had an issue. And the one thing I do like about it, which some people say is stupid, it has like the double action thing. Like if I cock it back, I pull the trigger and it doesn't go off, you're allowed to pull the trigger again, which is weird.
That's a weird setting.
Yeah. But dude, this thing was reliable. It rocks. And the only time I had an issue with it was that shitty Remington ammo I was telling you about. We lost them again. What is going on here? Jose, what's going on? Paul, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, at least we had him for almost an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you all. This is the midpoint in the podcast. Thank you for listening. If you haven't yet, please click on that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me and Paul. If you're watching, please hit the subscribe button. It means the world to me and Paul. And Paul, I think today I did get an email earlier, and it's funny because Jose asked me about this, and I didn't look at it. But I think we hit the threshold of subscribers on the YouTube channel to finally go live. We do like a live Q&A session. So be on the lookout for a live Shooter Are You Ready podcast where we, get you, the listener, to join in with us. And we'll answer questions and we'll talk about whatever. Maybe not whatever, but most likely anything. Most likely. As long as it doesn't involve not indoctrinating. Paul, help me.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as nobody gets in trouble, we'll talk about it. All
those fake YouTube accounts I created.
Thank you. It's about time, dude. That's a lot of emails.
Hey, anything for the pod.
Whatever, dude. As long as you hit subscribe on them with the notification bell, and we'll be doing all right. And just make sure you got to log into all those and ask a question while we're live. That's going to be troublesome. You're going to be like that Asian guy driving down the street with 20 phones on the front of his handlebars playing Pokemon Go.
Okay. The summer that Pokemon Go came out, I think that was the summer that healed America.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I bought into the hype. I was like, what is this about? I got to download this. And there's certain people in my house. I'm not going to mention any names, but I've had kids with her. Her name is Lacey. She's still like Pokemon Goes.
Pokemon go to the polls, man.
Like if we're driving around in the car, she'll yell at me because I drove by a place too fast and she didn't get to spin her Pokeball fast enough. And I'm like, what are you getting mad about? There was a pokey stop. And I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Man.
Are we back? Can you see me?
Yeah, what's going on over
Yes,
there,
sir.
Jose? You all right, buddy?
Dude. Okay, yeah. So I tried to fucking plug in my phone to this little portable charger that I have, and it wasn't giving enough juice to the phone as the phone was using it, is my assumption. So now I'm hardwired into the wall.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Sorry,
Hardwired.
So fucking technologically unadvanced.
That's why we got Paul here. Okay. Well, since
Not
we
after
got Paul
today.
here, yeah. All right, Paul. Do you follow Jose on the Instagram?
I sure do.
Okay. I just want to pull up this and just watch a few clips of this man running and gunning, mostly running, because he makes me want to move faster. I feel like I need to lose weight watching this guy, and he's just very quick. So I'm just gonna pull this up and we're just gonna go through a couple here, because here I'm going full screen on this.
All right, back.
Now, if this blacks out, you gotta let me know, because I hope it won't. But like, here we go.
That's some PCC action that I did last weekend.
Just look at him go. Camera can't
Whoa.
even keep up with him.
All right. The movement to, okay, we're going to watch this. Then you push right. You get these targets. And then when you come down, a violent action to get.
That's because I was wearing knee pads.
Okay, you know what, Paul? You know what I noticed in that clip? And our guy Moisha told us about this.
Mm-hmm.
He moves left. He moved right. As he went to crouch to hit underneath the target, you hear, huh! He let out the grunt of, I have to move and I need to get to this position quickly, which is huge. Huge for anybody who has been listening and listened to the Moisha podcast. Because in the words of Moisha, this isn't verbatim, but it was something to the terms of, if you're not making a grunt or a noise moving to your next target, you're not going fast enough. And
Definitely.
I was like, damn. So, okay, I'm going to find another one here, because some of this stuff is just, I saw this one earlier. I like this. I'm going to watch this one. Can we watch this one? Do you care about this one?
Yeah, watch whatever you want.
All right, cool.
So on this one, it says disqualified.
Yeah, that was my first DQ. So what I did, you can see it just there at the very end of the stage. I was going to go to my left hand and shoot the target, and it was like an opportunity to run really fast, and you're going for speed. And a lot of people were doing a jump. A lot of people were kind of stopping quickly and then doing like a lean out, which is probably the safest. But I was going to have fun because I had already kind of blown 2 of the 6 stages that day. And it's a local. It doesn't fucking matter. But I had a malfunction beforehand, so I switched to another mag, and everything was out of order for my stage plan. Here's the malfunction you see. And I'm completely dry when I jump up and try to shoot the target. And so everyone's expecting this like real fun spectacle of me leaping stupidly and then blasting that target, but nothing happens because the gun's empty. So everyone just dies laughing. And I bury my hands in my face and I set my gun down right here. And so in USPSA, if your gun goes on the ground, if it falls, the RO has to be the person to pick up the gun, make it safe, and then give it back to you. And so at the moment, they DQ'd me. They were like, you put your gun down, you picked it back up, and you put it in. Even though I kept it pointed down safe, even though I was next to the gun, they said that was a DQ. But if we looked up the rules later on that night, one of my friends showed me, and he was like, because I placed the gun safely and maintained a 3-foot distance, it shouldn't have been a DQ. So technically still, I have not been DQ'd, but I have because it shows up on practice score.
I think that's, we were talking to Neil about this last week, about USPSA
on that
too.
account?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's just one of those things where it's like USPSA is now almost turned into such a rule heavy type of situation, where type of organization, I should say, where it's like, you clearly set it down. There was nothing that was unsafe about that action.
Yeah, why should I be DQ'd?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Actually, there was one other video. These videos, I mean, you're just screaming on.
Yeah.
How challenging is it to shoot in a suit? That is hard to say.
Right.
You know, it wasn't
Well-fitting
that
suit.
hot then, so it wasn't bad. As far as movement and restriction, nah, dude. James Bond can do it. I can fucking do it.
That's the attitude to have right there, dude. That's
There
what
was
I'm talking
if
about.
you go back to the main part of his profile too, your shotgun work is very impressive.
Oh, dude, yeah, I gotta find one of them videos.
And that, like, if you kind of talk about 3-gun, or really kind of like, if you know, you know, like tube-fed shotgun work is incredibly hard. I think there's one in the middle column, a couple up from there.
Right.
Up,
One of
up,
these,
up.
the left one or the right one, with
One of
where I'm wearing
these?
the jacket. No,
Up
down
one.
2 columns.
Oh, sorry.
3,
What?
yeah, down one more column. Down another column. Down one more column. At the left one or the right one, I should be shooting shotgun in one of those. I think the left one.
Get it.
Train till the fuds hate you. I love it.
That's what I'm
Yeah, I shoot shotgun in this one. Dude, stuffing quad loads
Yeah, there we
is
go.
so cool. It's so fucking cool. And I drop one here and laugh about it. Like, I mean, it's fun. You gotta have fun shooting guns.
Dude, you look like you just have a blast.
Speaking
I can't
of
wait
shotguns,
till I have fun shooting guns.
Speaking of shotguns, I have a chest rig by Davrinov where he attached shotgun shell caddies.
Mm-hmm.
And he got some of these caddies off of Amazon that just weren't the nicest quality, but he got these ones called Kings, and he's putting them on that chest rig. And so pretty soon I'm aiming for 8, I think it's 12 rounds in under 4 seconds.
Jeez.
Damn.
Impressive.
That's, I mean, quad loading a shotgun, not only can John Wick do it, you can too.
There you go.
Which is,
You can
I can't
too,
do a
dude.
damn thing John
You
Wick
can
can.
too.
it's,
With dry fire, you can too.
I can load 2 really quick. I'm good with 2. When you get to 4, that's where I start to like
Where
you just
do
saw
you
in the
fumble?
video. It's
How?
right where it happened in your video. It's that, like, getting that
Last
last round into it. I either can't it where then it comes forward and up, so then you have kind of the brass with then it pointing in. So it's almost like I'm breaking my hand forward, or I don't get it all the way in and seated into where like it clips over the rim.
So with the first issue, concentrate on your initial grasp and
Mhm.
make sure the orientation with your fingers is good, because you're going to have to scoot those out and hold those solely while you dump the first 2 in, and then you reorient and dump those second ones in. For the second issue that you're having, make sure your thumb is open and you're sweeping over it and pressing in.
Yeah, because
And also open up the fuck out of your loading port. Do you have that open?
Yep. Yeah, I've got that pretty wide open. I've got the only other thing that I want to do to it. I'm kind of a Beretta simp at this point in time, but I've got a Beretta 1301. So I've got it's opened, it's wide, but I have a Gen 1 of the 1301 comp.
I don't know about that.
So the Gen 1, kind of the only thing that you need to know is that the loading gate stays up. You have to push it out of the way in order to get and feed the shells in. With the Gen 2, they have something called a Pro Lifter, where it is always up. So until it has to come in and feed there. Will it make me a better shooter?
No, because mine doesn't have the Pro Lifter thing. I have the Stoeger M3K, and it's more about fundamentals at a slow pace and then work the speed. You just need to learn the motion and then repeat.
I mean, when you say repeat, ladies and gentlemen, let's just look in the background here. We have a dry fire course that is set up behind him with just about every target size that you could possibly need represented. This is not just lip service.
We already talked dry fire, Paul. Where were you at?
I was at work.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm sorry.
Craziness in my living room. Sorry, I don't want to share my place is messy as fuck, but
dude, you're a bachelor. Nobody's embarrassed by a bachelor's house not being picked up.
Yeah,
It's a badge of honor, my friend.
Thanks, dude. No, I mean, I've absolutely spent a lot of the past 5 years devoting myself to becoming good at shooting. That's what I wanted.
And you know what? It's working out for you.
Has that really, like, the entire length of like what your devotion to, I'll call it a craft, has been? Is just in the course of 5 years we've gone from zero to hero?
Not zero. I had basic shooting skills, but I did not understand competition shooting until January
Is Michael
2020.
S.
I was the average asshole that said, well, I'll shoot guns, and I went to the range and stood still and shot like 50 bullets or 100 bullets or whatever, you know. And I called them bullets, not rounds or projectiles.
What was the first match that you went to? And if you
It
guys
was
covered
TK.
this, kick me
No,
out.
not really. I don't
Okay.
think we did it. Well, it was TK match, and it took me a year of time to work up the balls to finally go to a match because I had heard that they were shooting competitions.
Mhm.
My buddy Justin Squirrel Master on Instagram, he was like real big into guns, never shot a match, but would talk to the servers at the restaurant that we worked at. He was my sous chef and I was a line cook, and he would talk about guns with this dude, and I was like, dude, y'all are sounding like you're speaking Chinese to each other. I don't know what you're saying, but you're really passionate about it. I like guns. I shot when I was a little kid. What's the deal? And so then he sold me his AK, and that kind of got me into the AK world. It was a Norinco Mac 90 that I paid $700 for.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
And
solid.
now, yeah. So then I found a competition at Austin Rifle Club that's like 30 minutes from my house. And the description was like, you're going to shoot a match. It's going to be fun, blah, blah, blah. Like anyone's welcome. And then the TK match description was you shoot as a gravy sucking pig or a commie, or like the divisions are just fun, you know. And you could tell that this was a more inviting, less serious type of thing. And so I had my girlfriend at the time, and then my buddy and his girlfriend come with me, and I needed that much like support just to go shoot my first match because I was fucking terrified. And now, yeah, I'm head over heels with it.
See, I'm pretty sure everybody that listens to this shoots in one way or another. But if you just happen to be stumbling upon this and you're thinking about competition, I mean, I've said it enough. Paul has said it enough. You heard it here from our guest, Jose Diaz. He was terrified. He was shaking in his custom-made boots. Okay, he had to bring people with for moral support, but at the end of the day, fucking loved it, and now he's hooked. Am I right in assuming that?
Yes, this
Yeah,
is a really cool point too. There are people that hit me up to this day. I was literally having this conversation with a guy today. He's a army or military person of some sorts, and he's back in town, and he hit me up and he's like, hey, remember years ago when I was like, I want to shoot a match with you? Let's do it.
Hell
And
yeah.
I know he's very nonchalant about that and his approach. Here's what I came back with him at. I'm shooting tomorrow. It's Saturday. You're coming, right? And this is the same situation, the same scenario and conversation that I have with a lot of people. Oh, I was just going to watch on my first one, or I was going to blah, blah, blah. And I do my absolute damnedest to try to sway them to come, to not have ridiculous expectations, and to just relax. Like, you're going to have fun. And I also share with them that it took me a year, and I call them a pussy too. And I say that I was a pussy, but you can be better than me. I'm giving you the opportunity to be more of a fucking man than I was. You could do this, and you're going to have me along, like right next to you. I'm going to fucking help you. And it's funny how many people don't do it and how few actually do come and shoot.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, listening to the Shoot Are You Ready podcast, that is Jose Diaz. We had open invitation to take you shooting if you're willing to go. We had Adam Litke throw out open invitations. I mean, I'll throw out an open invitation. I try to get people, you know what? Okay, I wouldn't say, I mean, I've thrown it out there. If you know who I am and you know, are near me and you know I'm going to a competition and you want to go, come with me. I'll give you a rifle to shoot. Buy your own ammo. I mean, 10 years ago, I would have said, don't
100%.
worry about it. But buy your own ammo. But it's like, I once got an Instagram, or it was an Instagram message. I shot this year because of your videos telling people to go shoot and to quit being scared, and it was awesome. And that was like the best thing I've ever got in my life. I was like, I just changed somebody's life. Maybe not for the better, because now they're going to be hooked, but at least I know they had a good time.
Welcome to your new addiction.
Yeah, right. I hope you don't have any other vices, because this one's taking over.
I really like to take people shooting, but where I like to take new shooters is to sporting clays. So rather than just, hey, let's punch little holes kind of in paper targets, like you get the clay flying through the air and you hit it with the 12 gauge and it just blows up, and it's like you're walking around a course.
Now, Paul, I've shot shotguns before, right? I have my very custom expensive JTS 12 gauge. It's not custom. It's not expensive at all. It's the $300 cheap Chinese 12 gauge AK. Yeah, but it works. Okay, that's my shotgun. I'm not really much of a shotgun guy. I have like a Mossberg Shockwave, a cheap AK-12, and like some old pump actions I got from my grandpa. Or not even pump actions. They're like break opens. But Paul let me use his pump action once to shoot some clays, and that's the first time I ever shot clays, and it was fucking awesome. And it was just like, you're just blasting orange things out of the dude. It's awesome. Yep. It's so awesome. And I'm like, wow, I got to do this more. And now, like, I entered a raffle and I want a shotgun now. And I want to go shoot clays. And it's fun.
It's hard enough that when you do hit it, it's not like cheap in a way where it's like, oh, I actually had to like focus up and like kind of apply some fundamentals and kind of go through and like aim at the target and kind of and follow through and think about it a little bit.
And it's reactive. I think the reactiveness is huge. Like, I'll take somebody who's never shot, I'll put up a paper, fucking IDPA target, shoot this. Cool, you hit it right there. You see the hole? Do it again. Cool. There's another hole. Cool. And they're like, yeah, all right. But if I put it like a steel target in front of them and they just hear ping, ping, way more enjoyable. Way more enjoyable. And like you said, if I take them out and just here, shoot the shotgun in the sky. Oh, that was fun. All right, now shoot that orange thing flying in front of you and watch it explode, and it's going to look cool. And
the only thing I would say is, if you're going to make them a beginner, start off on steel, paint that shit so they can see their hits.
100%.
That they are shaking it low left and they suck.
Yeah. Practice more. Weren't you even dry firing before we came out here? What are you doing?
But I mean, if you know that you suck and that you could be better, you'll want to make yourself better. That's a huge
100%,
thing.
Dude. Yeah, 100%. And that's why I've been shooting for almost 3 years now, and I'm starting to get better. For a while, I was just there hanging out and making jokes and having a good time. Now I'm like, all right, dude, you've been doing this long enough. You need to really start getting better. Okay, everybody's tired of you being the same as you were last year. It's time to step it up a little bit.
Do you guys time yourself at the range? Like, if you're going out, you're going to say, hey, I want to get better with the pistol. Do you throw a timer on and kind of see,
I do.
Hey, where am I at?
There's different times. There's different types of shooting days for me. There's days where I'll go, and it's been a while since I've done this, but where I'll go and I'll dress up and I'll LARP and I'll act a fool, and I definitely won't wear a timer. Mm-hmm. There's days where I'll want to work on something specifically, and I'll definitely wear a timer because I want to track that.
Right.
Someone has been talking about this recently. I've been seeing it online, and I didn't realize that there was a difference to it. And there's a difference between practicing and training. And
I can see that.
I didn't realize what that was, but practicing is where you've achieved a goal, or a skill, and then you're doing it repetitively or whatever. Training is where you're learning a new thing and or broadening your skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like that.
I 100% understand what you're saying there.
Perfect. But there's a difference, and I do think that 100% you should be having a timer for most of the things because you need to track what's happening.
Yeah, 100%. I take a timer, like when I Here, I'm going to show you guys right now. Jose, I want to show you this. Don't hate on me. This is the equivalent of you watching me eat dinner. I didn't want you to see what I was eating because I was embarrassed. I'm gonna show
It
you
was just
my.
upsetting because like I could see you eating and shit, and I was like, "Yo, hey, I'm here," and you're like, I'm like "Hey,
I was waiting.
no, dude."
You weren't popping up on the screen. We'll talk about what I was eating in a second, but I'm going to show you this pistol I have. This is what I've been using in competition. Okay, this is my Walther PDP. Okay,
Love it.
yeah, and
Apex
so do I.
Trigger,
Yeah,
TRL.
yeah. And now see, I had an SRO on here, and don't get me wrong, I love an SRO. Okay, I have one back here on my KP9. Love an SRO. I think it's a fantastic. I mean, I would say a slight stigmatism. Like there's some red dots that are more like red stars, but like the SRO and like aim points, they're like pinpoint for me. They're fantastic. I loved the SRO. I was just always terrified I was going to break it, and so I took it off of there. And then like I got this. What is this? The Trigicon RMR HD, and I love this thing. It's fantastic. It's got a nice. The window's not as big, obviously, as a SRO, but I love it. It works, and I've been, like I said, I've been practicing my dry fire with it. I think I've become better with it this year than I was when I first got it. When did I get that? No, I used that last year at KCON too. But let's talk about this trigger. I put that trigger in, and I've never taken a pistol apart in my life. I watched one YouTube video, and I was like, I could probably do that.
Okay.
And so I ordered the trigger, and I'm taking this thing apart in my garage, and I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. And it's like I don't even know the parts, but there's the little box, like that holds a bunch of little shit in it. And I take that out, and I'm like, okay, set that down right there. And then I put it back in, and like a little spring falls out of it, and then like a couple little pieces come off of it. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? Everything's falling apart. And so I was like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I think it's back together. There's still that little plate right there. Do I need that? Let me put this together. And it was working. And I'm staring at this little plate that I didn't put back in. I'm like, this isn't Legos, Jamie. You know,
They all gotta go back in.
you got to put that thing back in there, dude. And so, like, I think I took it apart like 2 or 3 more times until I figured out, okay, this goes here. Oh, this is what that thing does. Okay. And now it shoots fine. I haven't had an issue with it since I put it back together. I love this different trigger that I put in here. And I don't know. This is my competition gun. I bought this telling myself this is what I'm going to use. And I think I know I like it, and I'm trying to get better with it. But that's mine.
Fuck.
I'm a Walther
I love
guy
that.
now.
I love that. My first pistol was a Walther P22.
There you
My
go.
very, very first pistol.
Classic.
Loved it.
And now another one I want to show you. I was going to try to shoot this in competition, but now I'm like committed to the Walther game. But I won this. This is a CZ Nocturne. And I won this thing, and I don't mind it. It's pretty nice. I don't own a lot of hammer-fired pistols. I think that's like one of 3 that I have. And I'm a CZ fan. I really like that pistol. But that's as far as my pistol
I'm
game's
not
going.
familiar with that one, but that definitely looked cool.
It's pretty new. I think it came out like sometime last year, I think. But it's nice. It's affordable. It comes with night sights, hence the name Nocturne. And I got an optic for it, and I installed it wrong, and I sent a message to SIG like, hey, this optic's broke. And they're like, we'll send you a new one. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then I realized once I got the new one, I was like, oh, I just installed that wrong. I was an idiot. This other optic's perfectly fine. But 2 for the price of 1. I'm not going to complain. But Paul's got a very tricked out Beretta that he's been using.
Fuck yeah.
And it is amazing. And Paul does fantastic with it.
Yeah, I'd kind of committed where it was like, I'm just going to buy the cheapest thing that I can until I can afford kind of the nicest thing that I want. And shot a dagger forever. And then I was just like, hey, I want to go get a Langdon Tactical Beretta 92. Single action only. I got the barrel cut for it. Didn't get it ported. But yeah, I've been really successful with it. And it's one of those, and I don't think that we're going to be like-minded on this one. I like to tinker with stuff too, but there's some times where it's like, I need something to just go out there and it just works. And I'm not fighting against it. And with a lot of the rifles that I own, it was, I can go out. All right, I need to shoot these 5 targets. And it's just kind of like dot comes up, holes appear on target, and then I'm good. and I don't have to think about it. But with pistols, it was more of a laborious process for me. And with this one, it's the same thing as a rifle now, where it's just like beep goes off, dot comes up, holes appear on target, and then I'm done. And I don't really have to think about it. So as much as I also say this, triggers don't matter. Having a nice trigger does make things a little bit easier sometimes.
Triggers matter. I think that triggers matter hugely, which is why I hate the Glocks.
And see, we just talked to somebody. Oh no, who was it? Oh no, that was somebody in my live stream last night. Triggers don't matter, and I'm like,
that was me.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, everybody's got their own opinion.
Well, okay, I'm contradicting myself because I say triggers don't matter, but like because I said that guy shot the Glock 26, and he crushed it with the 26. It's the individual, not the fucking whatever. But I'm hating on Glocks because their triggers are such shit.
Oh, they are.
People love them and then spend like $160 on an Apex trigger for a Glock, and it doesn't change it at all. And they're like, oh yeah, I kind of feel a little bit of difference, and nothing, and it's still a shitty Glock trigger. My whole point was that like there are other guns like a Beretta that has a great trigger on it, and you can get the upgraded triggers, which I don't know how much they upgrade or change the actual pull, but in comparison to what an upgraded trigger does to a Glock, it's garbage. The Glock is just such a bad trigger, but people can crush others with a stock Glock trigger because they're just good shooters.
And that's what I mean by triggers don't matter. Where it is, if you are a good shooter, a trigger is not going to be the thing that makes you a good shooter.
Bullshit.
I think that it can make good shooters great shooters, but if you don't have the fundamentals down, now, if you have a trigger that's 14 pounds and you don't know where it breaks, okay, you're probably never going to be successful with that. But if you've got a 4 to 6 pound trigger that's consistent, you can be successful with that up to a point. I will say that up to a point. If you say, hey, I want to go win a USPSA Nationals, you're probably going to have to do more work than
I disagree.
I think I have a good point. If you were to put a 2011 Staccato into a person who has never shot a gun before and let them shoot that trigger, and they weren't afraid immediately after the first shot, they pulled the trigger and they got a bullseye, right? And then they weren't afraid of that second shot because of the recoil, and they could continue to pull bullseye shots, because I've seen that happen a lot. Sometimes with females where they'll do it fucking great that first shot, and then they're so scared after the recoil that they'll start jerking it. They won't pull that trigger perfectly. Have you seen that or no? Am I being sexist? Whatever.
No, I get it. I 100%. My old lady did the same thing.
Yeah, but if a fucking dude who's never shot a gun before did that, shot a 2011, could shoot consistently and get bullseyes, and then you gave them a stock Glock, I feel like they would shank it low left.
Yeah.
It's the trigger.
And that's trigger oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, look, let me just put it in a comparison like this. Last year, I was placed 26th at KCON, okay? This year, I had an upgraded trigger. I bought an EOTech, and I was using Circle 10 mags, 10th place. Now, is that because I've been practicing? No, it's because I bought the expensive stuff, and it made me a way better shooter.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't start.
All I'm saying is you can buy skill.
God. You don't need to buy skill.
No, you can't.
Don't let him lie to you. He's been dry firing. He's been dry fire practicing. He goes out to the range like every week. He doesn't even put it on video all the time for you guys.
I don't.
Sometimes he does.
No, you know what?
He's actually out there
demonstrated what buying skill means. You can be a new shooter and buy a 2011 and shoot bullseyes, and then you can grab a Glock and not be able to shoot a bullseye that first couple of fucking times. You're gonna have to relearn how to pull the trigger.
I wouldn't say that's like buying skill. That's just buying a better gun. Okay.
It also recoils so lightly and goes right back to zero. As opposed to
that's because it's a better gun.
You're gonna have a good grip.
But that's like saying, hey, I got my quarter mile times down because I quit taking my Ford Focus out there and I went and bought like this souped up Chevelle, and I'm a better drag racer now. I'm a better drag racer.
That's only in one case, which is bullseye shooting.
Oh, good point.
In
Good
the
point.
videos that we just watched, where you were performing very well, there's also things like reloading, movement, shooting at distance, shooting at from different angles.
Yeah.
You know, if you
I think
for the
reloading
different
and shooting
disciplines that are out
distance
there.
are the only things that matter there. Or for your arguments, I think those are good. Those are good points.
But also like movement skills, like moving with firearms
How
is
is the gun? How is the gun going to change that?
Yeah.
the gun isn't. That's what the argument is. There's a skill
Okay,
set
okay,
that
yeah.
comes around with it.
I felt
I agree,
lighter
yes.
with a different optic on my rifle. I felt I could move like a butterfly.
I felt lighter because I took a big shit before the match.
Yeah, right. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We're an hour 30 in, and I really wanted to start talking food. Okay.
Okay, let's talk food.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you were here for gun talk, now's the time to shut it off because we're getting down to brass tacks here.
You
This is
can
what
scroll down further on my Instagram and find some dope ass food.
All right, here we go, dude. Don't
But
get
I
me
mean,
tempted.
we can talk about it while you.
Me and Paul are a husky bunch, and we love
what
a
do you
good
like, Paul?
sandwich.
Dude, I
Oh, what's
will. I mean, if we're talking
Are these reels? Am I on reels?
cuisines,
You gotta go to the regular page.
there's not much that I'm going to say no to.
Yeah.
Heard that.
So actually, in where I'm at in northern Wisconsin, we've got a lot of Southeast Asian. So like Vietnamese, Laotian, Cambodian restaurants that I really, really like. We've got a couple of really good Indian restaurants that have come to town.
So are you eating some good pho and some good fucking butter chicken?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's that? I like the one with spinach and chicken and like cream, like chicken sog.
Yep. I'm incredibly white though, so chicken tikka masala is definitely my jam.
I'm incredibly white.
But I really, really like that. I eat pho probably once a week, and then I also really like sushi, which you can't really get good sushi in the Midwest.
No way, dude! It's fresh caught.
Get out of here! Yeah, walleyes, and salmons are not sashimi quality.
Walleye nigiri. It's gonna be delicious.
Dude, see now, look,
great way to get tapeworms.
Just looking at some of this stuff. This is why I was almost embarrassed to show you what I was eating for dinner. Okay, because like Paul said, I'm a very Caucasian guy when it comes to my food. Okay, for dinner tonight, I had just fried chunks of cod, some hush puppies, and some French fries. It was a Long John Silver's night at my house. I mean, we didn't legit go to Long John Silver's. Like, give credit to Lacey. She did make all the food. Like, it was all, she made it all. But like, I'm sitting here like, I can't let Jose Diaz just sit here and watch me just gourd these cod chunks off a paper plate when this dude's just making 5-star dishes, Sunday to Thursday. And here I am just being a complete schmuck with my dinner. Oh, was that some watermelon?
So
hey,
right now, I'm definitely not making 5-star food anymore. I'm at a burger family kind of oriented spot that's associated with really nice like 5-star places. Look it up. Barley Swine. The what's it called?
Oh, here we
Michelin star just came to Texas, and Barley Swine won a Michelin star.
Oh,
where they got the I can't remember. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they won a star. And they're like a sister restaurant to us. But like we're the bakery that provides the bread to them and the other restaurant that's associated with them. There's such a big yard there that I'm assuming they just opened up a restaurant and started doing it there. And it's a great high. What's up?
Like this plate right here. You'll never see that in my house. Oh,
are you trying to share your screen right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at it by myself, aren't I? Oh, here, let me hit share. I'm just sitting here drooling over all this food like, son of a bitch, look at all this. All right, my bad. Here, let me go back over.
So
you got to go further back.
Further back than that? I just saw that and stopped.
Back like 2016.
Okay.
Oh. So I consider myself a burger, not a connoisseur, but I think that like you can live in any town in America as long as there is one good burger.
Well, let's back up. It's gonna take a minute to find that shit. It's a ways.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, we're scrolling, baby.
But what are the qualities, at least to you, that a great burger has to have?
Go back up to that ramen one. A great burger. A great burger for me personally. I don't like the thick patties. This is a good one. This was for family meal. I don't like the thick patties. I like the smash patties.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a brioche or challah bun.
Yep.
And I like the triple sauce, the mayo, mustard, ketchup. It's simple and it's really nostalgic flavor wise to like anybody that's ever fucking eaten a burger as an American. And cheese, caramelized onions. I like pickled
I'm an onion man.
jalapenos, that kind of shit. This was ramen that I made for family meal. Every day at the restaurant, you'll make food for the staff. It's a free meal to eat. That was my French dip.
Oh, dude, I'm a sucker for a French dip. I'll punch somebody's grandma for a good French dip, dude. Oh man, anything that you can put in between two pieces of bread, dude, I am down. I don't know why. I am a sucker for a good sandwich. Now, see, okay, Super Bowl's coming up. Are you a football guy at all? Are you hanging out with the boys and partying for Super Bowl? Anyone? Paul, Jose?
He likes televised sports. The problem is that it's Kansas City and the Eagles, and I am required by law to be a Green Bay Packers fan, so I could not care less.
Well, I could care less. I
don't give a shit about football anymore. I
hate the Chiefs with a passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Raiders fan, so like I have to hate the Chiefs. It's just
Raider Dave.
There you go.
I'm telling you, dude, hide this shit, spend 1 minute scrolling down, and then show the good food.
All right. All right. So, give me a second.
Are you in Austin?
Yeah, I'm in Austin.
So I was able to visit Austin kind of before the big blow up. And Austin is one of the great food cities in America. Yes. To me, one of the best fast food burgers that you can have is it's that local chain. Is it
P. Terry?
P. Terry, yes. Phenomenal. Everybody's like, it's incredible. Everybody's like, oh, In-N-Out this, In-N-Out that. Shut up. P. Terry's is heads and tails above any other fast food burger that you can get in the United States.
You were very right. You were absolutely right. It's in my opinion, the burger is fantastic. The sauce is fantastic. Hello. Very repeatable. Every time you go there, it's the same thing. The only issue that I have with P. Terry's is the French fries aren't the same every time. They don't nail that consistency.
Yeah, I got some more information for them.
Jamie, mute yourself.
Sometimes they're soggy. Sometimes they're fucking perfect, you know? But that's a potato and a French fry thing.
Mm-hmm.
The burger fucks.
Yeah.
The burger fucks.
I feel like we are a kindred spirit when it comes to the burger. Because I hate a thick patty. I like a thin patty. He still hasn't muted himself. Yeah. Look at this. Professionalism.
Hey, you fucking nerd.
There's a mute button on the mic, and he can't hit it.
No.
He's taking a work.
I thought it was muted. It says
we're still not muted. You can also mute yourself on the program.
Oh.
He's still not muted.
Hey, I have no room to talk shit. I've died twice on this chat.
I just we've all been in the business world, kind of IT world. We've all been working from home forever now, and it's just now he's finally muted himself. But it's like now it's literally like once a week somebody hops on a call and they can't figure it out. We've been meeting on Teams forever.
Dude, I'm so detached from that. Honestly, I have no room to talk shit because I would not know how to do it. I'm so detached.
Hey, that keeps guys like me having a job. So, appreciate it.
You're going to tell me, have you tried to turn it on and off again?
Oh, I read something really, really good recently where it's like, how do you kind of, from an IT perspective, like how do you allow people to like save face where it's like, that this isn't plugged in. Like it's just apparent, but it's like, hey, just take it out, like blow into the plug or something like that, and then have them plug it back in so then they don't have to be like embarrassed
they
about.
Don't feel so stupid, guys.
Yeah.
Wow, and, there's like bedside manner to it to not like demasculate or whatever.
Yeah, and it's not, but it's one of those things where it's like you're a phenomenal chef. you don't have to know about technology. Like it's you don't have to be an expert in everything.
Yeah,
And
we
I
each
think
have
it's
our
yes, exactly.
genres. Yeah,
Exactly. Which I'd like to get back to burgers again because I love this.
heard. Okay.
I love this. I love the smash burger. So what is kind of like the key to making sure that you get like I like the crispy little lacy edges on the
Like,
burger.
yeah. Okay, so it's all about the technique of the smash. You have a ball, you place it on the griddle or the pan or whatever, and then you go straight down.
Hmm.
But when you go onto the patty, you have to tilt on the edges.
You got to roll it.
You have to roll it and make sure that those are being very thin and tapering to the edge, and that's how you get the lace.
Almost so it's a roll. We're not schmearing. We
No.
sort of smear the meat on there.
You have to schmear or go to a side in order to release. You can't go straight up or it'll fucking stick. And you have to maintain pressure and constant movement or else it'll stick. And then you have to do that turn. There you go. You found the good food.
Yeah, I found
And,
this is Jose with curly hair. Good food. No, see, I find this as a very fantastic dish.
Dude, you wouldn't believe how big those nuggets are that come in that box of cereal. You get some real good
Oh
bite-sized
God, look at that.
crispy treats.
Now, how long did
What
you
was
say
it?
you were
So-
cooking?
Hold on.
I've been
What
cooking
was
for 19 years.
what was that beef?
Most of this food is from Uchi, which is like a highly renowned Japanese sushi spot in Austin.
Nice.
Ooh.
And
So-
now they're like all over the world.
I love a good sushi.
So that beef that was just up on our screen, Kobe, everybody kind of talks about like the Wagyu and everything like that. What is
That's not even the greatest shit right there. That's from a place where I went and ate hot pot. That was I don't know if I have any of the good stuff showing there on that part of the Instagram, but there's something called A5 Mizuyaki Wagyu beef.
Mhm.
And that's the shit where they feed it the beer and they give it massages and
Oh yeah, they treat
with
them nice.
a little stamp of certification that it's legit. And A5 is a grading. There's
Oh,
like
what is this?
different levels of it. That's foie gras,
Oh, I've heard about this.
duck liver, engorged
Yeah.
duck.
Jeez.
But
This
yeah,
guy's fancy.
there's some good food in there from way back in the day. I love me some food.
Dude, who doesn't? I mean, honestly, I've heard people say you and Paul talked about food a lot on that podcast. And I'm
Look at
like,
that
yeah,
foam
well,
on that sushi
have,
piece.
have you ever made something to eat? It's delicious.
That's a fried egg foam.
Really?
I got cream. Well, no, I got a really hot nonstick pan and put an egg in it and then let it brown up like crispy edges and stuff. And then you throw that into a blender and put cream and some garlic. I think maybe the garlic was in the saute pan beforehand. And then you put cream and blend it up and strain it. And then you put that into a siphon, one of those little cans that you see people making like homemade whipped cream or taking whippets out of.
Yeah.
You put that in there and charge it with nitrates. Actually, I think this one I used.
I just want to say I love how Jose goes from the thing people use to make whipped cream out of or do whippets.
Right, you never been to a music festival before?
Oh, I have
degenerates.
been. I'm just saying that was just a hard right turn, and I loved it.
And as I'm looking at it now, I don't think that's that kind of foam, but you can make foam in different ways, and that might
this
be.
one?
Yeah, that might be.
Oh.
What's it called? Soy lecithin, and you mix it into a liquid, and then you blend it with a little whisk, and it'll make bubbles, and the bubbles will stay because of the stabilizer, and then you plate it, and it's
Good
airy,
Lord.
highly flavorful deliciousness.
I gotta
Is-
quit looking at this because I'm gonna go inside and just flip over a plate full of fried cod and be like, "This is
Oh,
crap.
look
You're
at-
not even trying,
Look at those oysters.
dude."
So is this
Fish
so
heads.
is this something you went to like a culinary school for, or are these
Yeah,
I
how'd
went
you
to
learn
culinary
this one?
school.
okay?
I went to culinary school.
Okay.
Which one did you go to?
I went to the Cordon Bleu.
Oh, Pinky's out, dude. Oh God, what is
That's
that? I would
so
eat that. I don't even know what it is. Shag roll?
That's a deep fried sushi roll.
Oh, dude, I love some fried sushi.
It's tempura battered and deep fried.
Oh God.
damn.
The technique and skill that it takes to cook that is really fucking hard. You have to be able to use chopsticks with your left hand, and then you're like rolling it up against the side of a really large pot full of oil, and then you dip your hand in tempura batter and spread your fingers apart and let it drip off and
There we
paint
go.
the roll as you roll it off.
Now, see, I thought I was doing it big on Sunday because I plan on smoking some pork butts, making some nacho cheese dip, and I don't know what else. That was like my two mains. And then like I see this and I'm like, you're not even trying, Jamie. Like, are you really trying to impress your Oh, what is that? That's what I'm talking about. What is that? Yes. Oh, I love a smoked meat.
Pork ribs.
Love a smoked meat, dude. Damn, dude, this is some amazing looking food.
Thank you, sir.
If you guys aren't on YouTube and you want to yell at your wife and tell her she is not even trying, you got to check
Shit.
some of these dishes out.
What the fuck?
Dude, holy shit. Look at all this. Good Lord, dude. See, and I'm a little
lot of
upset
people
at
are
Clash
following
Bash
me
last
now.
year.
They don't
Oh.
even know that I do this or that this is on my page because it's so far down.
Oh, no. I think it was when you were talking to Clay, or I think I saw you talking to Possum one day. You were talking about food, and I was like, what's he talking about? And then, like, I see little glimpses of it every now and then. Somebody would talk about it, and I've scrolled through some stuff before and seen you making stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, this dude, he knows what he's doing.
So I'm a little bit of an Anthony Bourdain stan. I read No Reservations back in high school. Not No Reservations. I watch No Reservations now, pretty much to fall to bed. But I read
Jeez.
Kitchen Confidential back in high school, and what he really seemed to have a high opinion of French cooking.
Yeah.
What to you are some of the cuisines, gastronomies that you hold in high regard? And then are those also the ones that you enjoy cooking?
So the reason that he was into the French thing and like talked about that is because the French codified the restaurant and the cooking like brigade system. They made a language for people universally to understand cooking. So the French fucking did it for us, which is why a lot of people are classically French trained in food, which is why Le Cordon Bleu is a thing. It's what you learn to learn how to cook. You learn these French techniques, and then you can apply that shit to any and every food, sort of. As far as different cuisines, I think it's huge for a chef to know all of the we lost one, to know all of the cuisines, because you can't be one-sided or single I can't think of the words right now, but it's good to have a broad range of skills. It's good to know how to cook all sorts of different types of cuisine, because that doesn't, your American food isn't the only thing that exists, or your French food isn't the only thing that exists.
Right.
And it's awesome. It's beautiful to learn these other cultures' food and see the similarities and see the like concept of that a sandwich is literally everywhere in the world, and the different type of sandwiches are so fucking cool. It's all cultural, and it's all unilaterally the same but different.
Right. Now, see, I feel stupid because I'm 40 years old and I just learned how to make my own pasta sauce, But I tell you what, dude, I learned how to make this. Paul, I told you about this with the tomatoes and the feta cheese and the balsamic vinegar. After I've made that, I can't go back to a jar. I'm like, there's just like, I can just make my own, and it's so much better. And it's just
Search
amazing.
this up. Search up aglio olio. That's the most easiest pasta dish to make. Or cacio de pepe, easy but hard, but takes like no ingredients, but classic and simple and delicious. And
All
you'll
right,
taste history when you eat that shit.
name them both again. I'm writing this down. Aglio.
Aglio olio, aglio e olio, aglio space y space olio.
All right, what's the next one?
The next one is Caccio, Caccio de Pepe, Pepe.
I am gonna make this next week, and I'm just gonna blow the socks off of people in this house.
The first one means garlic and oil, and it's
Oh,
the dish
sold,
that Homeboy
sold.
makes for Scarlett Johansson in that movie.
Chef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, I've made
And
that.
then it's delicious, and you can
Yeah.
make that with the barest bones bullshit in
Yeah.
your country. And you're eating history. You're eating what fucking people in Italy ate when they were, dying or killing
Yeah, right.
people, wars or what the fuck ever,
Mhm.
real classical shit. And then the other one is I don't know what cacio means, but something of pepper.
Oh,
And
sold
it's
again.
like a pasta water butter pepper dish.
Oh,
It's not one of my favorites, and it's got cheese in it too. But
Yeah.
it's again like history. You're eating history, and that's
yeah. See, dude, you give me oil, garlic, some peppers, anything. I'm Sicilian at heart. I mean, and physically, but dude, I'm a sucker for anything Italian and pasta-y and tomato-y, peppers, all that shit. I love that shit.
Here's another one. One of my favorite Italian
down.
dishes. A dish that Roman soldiers would eat. It's called saltimbocca.
Oh,
And that
dude, yeah, I already know
translates-
what that is, bro.
Yeah, jump in the
That's
mouth.
amazing, dude.
Fucks.
Dude, yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, I love that shit. I think I eat that like every special occasion at my mom's. There's this little Italian joint down the street, and they do a chicken saltimbocca, and it's fucking amazing. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, it's so good. No, I'm gonna go home and look at this fried cod now. That's all I'm thinking about.
I think I'm gonna go ride around and then eat tacos at like 2 a.m.
Dude, you can't beat a good taco either. Let me tell you. Where I live, the best tacos, my opinion, and many others, there's this one grocery store in town over on the southwest side where a majority of the Mexican folks live. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. Just saying, I notice things.
That's where the good food
Dude,
is.
you
Yep.
go into that grocery store, you walk all the way into the back corner, and they got like a little cutout in that grocery store where they just whip up tacos and burritos and tortas, and they're fantastic. I love it.
Fuck yeah.
I had to go on a diet because last year, I would say it was honestly probably October, November, December. I was hitting that place up twice a week easily. And I was getting like 3 steak tacos and 3 El Pastor tacos and just wolfing them down, dude. It's terrible. Yeah, and I took the big bottle of Coke, the real Coke with the sugar, and it was just, oh God, I gained so much weight.
Boys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I discovered birria tacos, which I believe just
dude.
means tacos sloppy style.
Yeah.
And
It's amazing. Those are
yeah,
fantastic.
I'm kind of obsessed with them.
Yeah.
There's a new spot that opened by my house that I really like,
Dude.
which should show how far north I actually live.
If you
where,
don't like tacos,
that
like,
is new.
we're not even friends. Have you
I
ever
had
met-
I actually had fried ice cream for the first time tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
wow.
pretty good. I liked it. Which, I mean, what's not to like? It's
I make the
fried
comment:
ice cream.
if you don't like tacos, you can't be my friend. Okay. Well, let's just let's just lay it out here. My kids aren't my friends; they're my kids because my youngest does not like tacos. Okay.
But there's something I feel like just Mexican cuisine is just so slept on.
Oh, forget it, dude! It's amazing.
Like it's so deep, and there's so many different influences.
Yeah.
There's like a specific like Mexican Chinese food that's out there that I haven't been able to try.
Oh, that's like the best of both worlds, right there.
It is, because kind of like the same time that the American Southwest was having a lot of Chinese immigrants to build the railroads, that same thing was happening in Mexico. So you kind of get like you have Chinese American food where you get great things like General Tso's chicken and orange chicken. But then also the same thing happens in Mexico, where they're using different cuts of meat and they have access to different ingredients. So there's some areas along kind of the like Baja, and then the coastal, like the Gulf of California, and then the Pacific Coast area of Mexico that have had a lot of Chinese influence too.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I watch too many food documentaries. Like cooking, I appreciate it, but like show me the different like cultures. What are they eating? That's really what I'm
I
interested
can't watch food documentaries. I just end up getting pissed. I'm sitting there holding the Pop-Tart, just mad that I'm not eating what
Hey,
like for real, if I watch a food documentary, it's like that one on the guy who just like bamboozled the McDonald's brothers. That's a food documentary to me. Like, oh, this Roy
Yeah.
Kroc dude just screwed these dudes over. That's awesome.
In
You
that,
said Wisconsin, right, Paul?
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Where are you in? Are you Minnesota? Or are you Wisconsin too?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Northern Illinois.
Illinois. Okay, close to Minnesota. I spent some time in Minnesota. There's a huge Hmong population,
Yep.
and the food was fucking incredible.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's like that Clint Eastwood
Trailer
movie.
is what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the food
So-
in there looked amazing, and there was a ton of it when he went over and hung out. He's like, "What is this food?" And I'm like, "Dude, that looks awesome. Get some of that."
Stuffed chicken
There was
wings.
this place right next to my apartment complex in Minnesota called Caravel. I think it was just called Caravel, and it was Hmong food. And dude, I don't even remember what it was because it was so long ago. But I just remember going there. I feel like I got like skewers of meat and maybe like type shit, but it was so good. It was so good.
Oh yeah. They Hmong Vietnamese pho is like a staple in my own diet. There's a really, really good place that's in a strip mall that's on the other side of town from me in Green Bay called Playa's Kitchen, where they have stuffed chicken wings, spring rolls, egg rolls, and then pho, which you can get like anything in it. Tripe, oxtail.
Brisket.
There's another place where you can get brisket, and then they have beef balls, and then there's another place where you can get crispy pork belly in it as well.
Good God.
And it is just like the perfect, slightly hungover, late afternoon meal that just has everything that you possibly need. And it comes, this is the thing that I love, it comes with a tray of accoutrement, where it's like you have your sriracha, your like sweet, not your sweet and sour, but your hoisin sauce, your like greens, onions, kind of everything that you need to put on top of it to just top it out perfectly. And that's what really gets me going. I love Vietnamese Hmong food. And actually a little bit of a history lesson, just because I like to see how food kind of makes its way around the world. The reason why there's such a large Hmong population in Wisconsin, Minnesota specifically, is they were on the US side during Vietnam. So they were evacuated from Vietnam, and especially from kind of the secret war areas of Laos, Cambodia, and kind of the highlands of Vietnam, where you have like your SOG operators, your snake eaters in there, Montagnards, because they were helping out the United States, and they were an ethnic minority in that region. So then when the communists came in, they started to actively repress them. So, hey,
that's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
like full circle of guns, food, and culture.
There you go.
Well,
that's fucking cool.
The other interesting part about it is, so Vietnam was owned by the French as a colony for a lot of years. Then the Japanese took it over. Then obviously they fought for their own independence. But like the banh mi, their sandwich, which is one of the best, great sandwiches in the
French
world,
influence.
very much French influence, because it's almost like a baguette,
It is a baguette
that it's on. Yeah. And it's, but like how that
and
then...
pate.
Yep, took its way and moved its way around the world too, where it's literally almost come full circle now.
No, but they put fucking pate, the French liver spread. A traditional banh mi has pate on it. I fucking hate that shit. I always get it. But they put it on the Vietnamese sandwich, and that's super cool.
Yeah,
that's
culture.
I definitely need to expand my food horizons.
And there's all of it is kind of like, how do you take the ingredients that you have locally and make the best version of like what is available to you? So Italian cooking, as it comes into the United States, most of the Italian immigrants to the United States were from the southern part of Italy. The northern part of Italy historically had been the region, your Venice, your Rome, where the majority of wealthy Italians
Yeah,
lived.
they always stick their nose up at us,
Well,
motherfuckers.
so those are the areas that had meat also because they had easier access to more farmland and areas of the rest of Europe.
So their
Space was
cuisine
pretty
was based
premium.
around that.
Yeah, when they were down at the bottom. Well, when they came over to the United States, turn of the century, 1900s, meat is like a commonplace, especially in places like New York City and Chicago, your
Yeah.
meatpacking districts. So they take your classic kind of historic, we'll call it vegetarian style Italian meals, and then they're the ones who add meatballs to the spaghetti because meat is just so abundant. Why would we not want to indulge as much as we can? So seeing how immigration, colonization, conquering influences what people eat at different versions of time.
Yeah.
And now to have people in Italy just be like, oh, that's not real Italian food. Motherfucker, no, this is real Italian food. It just
This
happened
is
here.
Italian food
Yeah.
today.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
This
Yeah.
is what Italian food is now.
Forget about it.
Now, I still think that fettuccine Alfredo is disgusting.
What?
Not here for it.
Blasphemy.
Not here for it. It is.
I'm here for it, dude.
It's not for me.
I won't say it's disgusting, but I understand where you're coming from. You're saying it's the most basic, white, fucking bastardized bullshit Italian pasta there is. But on the counter argument, that's what a lot of Americans know as Italian food.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, it's not. That's not fucking bad. But an Italian would be like, that's fucking not even close to Italian.
Yeah, it's trash.
Yeah.
But
Now-
you can't say that something is bad. We go back to the whole thing about one caliber grain of bullet is the best. You can only say it's good because it's what you like.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
what brings those nostalgic memories back up for you. If you grew up eating McDonald's your whole life and then you were fed the most amazing Wagyu smash patty bullshit, you'd be like, this sucks. This
Here's my
tastes
double quarter
nothing
pounder.
like McDonald's. This is not good.
You know what? Jose just brought us together. I'm sorry that I yelled at you for not liking fettuccine.
Hey,
Okay.
hand up. I will own this. This is what taste is. What is it is deciding what is for you and is what is not for you. So
Yes.
America, you know what? I will allow you to have your fettuccine Alfredo from now
I'm
on.
all for it. You know what?
Stay blessed. Stay blessed.
Once again with tomato sauce, dude. I made my own fettuccine Alfredo sauce, and once again, way better than the jar. I gotta say.
fuck it. Always
Dude, it was-
will be done.
I was shocked after it was all said and done, and I made my plate and I took a bite and I was like, "Good God!" I was like, "This is amazing." And like that's what I said. I'm such white trash that I need to really need to expand and like get out there and because, I mean, it's common sense. You make your own food; it tastes way better than going and buying something somewhere where you throw it in the oven. It's like my lasagna that I make is way better than the Encore stuff. I'll put it under the Pepsi challenge all day. I mean, but I
100%.
think we all know that. I don't eat Encore lasagna. That shit's gross. Got more pride than that.
I will call
Yo,
it.
I love me some Dinty Moore. I will not lie.
Oh yeah.
I will not fucking can of Dinty Moore because that takes me back to the time when I was 18, living in Minnesota, and we like ran away to Ely, which is way up north by the border of Canada, and we were eating Dinty Moore every night and like just
It's the
roughing
memories.
it. And
It's good for you
that takes
because
me
it brings
back.
you back. There you go.
Exactly. Now I
Um,
know Dinty Moore's garbage.
Yeah,
But it tastes
but
good
it's for you,
in
man.
my heart.
There
Yeah,
you go.
in my heart.
So if we were to say you had to rank your top 3 flavors of ramen from like the packages that you can find at like Walmart or a local grocery store,
Oh,
no particular order, just your top 3. What are we going with?
My top 3, because of my experiences in cooking, what I would do is I would eat Oriental. That was the first one. There was the blue package. Do you remember
Yes.
this one?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And I would put a couple of splashes of sesame oil, which was way too fucking much. Um, I would cook the noodles in the water with no seasoning packet. Strain the water, then pour the seasoning packet, and then put like a tablespoon of butter
Oh,
onto
god damn.
and it would be highly salt. I can't fucking talk. There would be way too much salt, and the butter would help dumb that down, but it was like still too salty. Then I'd put the sesame oil, and that would help dumb that down, but it was way too much sesame oil. And I think that might have been it. I can't remember, but it would just like pack a fucking punch of flavor. Then it would be beef. Then it would be chicken.
This
And
dude
are we
just churched
talking
up ramen in a
traditional
way I've
chicken
never
or
heard.
creamy chicken?
Never ate the creamy. Was not into
Okay.
that shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Paul, how do you swing on that?
So I am top ramen kind of all the way. Orange pack, the orange packets, kind of the classics there.
$5 for 110.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like the chicken. That's going to be my number one.
That's the staple.
I'll hard boil an egg in there.
Dude.
Well, not hard boil. I'll semi-soft boil an egg in there, so it's got a little bit of run to it. And then I really like hot sauce a lot, but I like vinegar-based hot sauces. So there's a Cristal, it's probably just Crystal, but
Louisiana.
I'm fancy like that.
Yeah,
yep.
It's like Target.
Yep. Yeah. So that's my favorite hot sauce. So I like to actually throw that in there while it's still cooking, just to try to like coat it as much as I possibly can. And then there's the sriracha, not the stuff that comes in the bottle, but you have like the paste where it's like yeah, where it's not like
a rooster on it and it's in a jar.
Yeah, but it's like it's
concentrated.
Like before it gets pureed. I'll throw a little bit more of that in there because you get a lot of the garlic and you get a lot of that going on there. And I'm talking like I'm a chef here. Listen, this is me in college. This is stoned to the bone. What do we got in the house? Yeah, exactly. But I like to do that. Like right now, that's probably my go-to. Although there's the Shin Black, which is pretty expensive, and that's out there where it'll come with kind of more that's in it. Oh, look at that. If you hold up your thumb and it can see it, we'll do it.
Dehydrated vegetables and the liquid sauce packet.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
$3 a pot, a carton thing.
Yeah. Yep. That's a rich man's ramen.
Yeah. Yeah. That is definitely.
If you're eating that, you don't need it. You just got a job. That's why you're eating it.
Yeah. But I like that one a lot. I actually really like.
I'm poor, but I'm splurging tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going.
I really
like
the soy sauce ramen.
Yeah, I love that shit too. Where it's not even like a soy sauce. It's like a molasses. It's like a thickness to it.
Okay, now hold on. Have y'all been to a restaurant and eaten restaurant prepared ramen?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. What was the place that you went to, Paul?
So I've been to a few different places, all of them in Milwaukee, and then there were two when I was out in California. And the only two kind of mentioned that I would say were the ones in California. And they have a lot. The one of them, which I forget the name of, it was kind of in like northern LA. It's probably burned down now. But they had like different bases that you could do, and then you could pick the noodle that you were going to do. And then you could get the seaweed that's in there, and then kind of the little. It's like white, and then it has like a pink squiggle that goes through the middle of it.
Fish cake.
Yes. And I really, really like that. The ones in Milwaukee, okay, they're fine.
So
but like the ones in LA were good.
A legitimate ramen shop, which is like a take on what they do in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And the ramen that we've eaten, top ramen bullshit, is so bad. It's so not representative of what ramen really is. And so they have a couple of those spots here in Austin. It's called Ramen Tatsuya, and you can choose from like I think 6-ish different broth styles. And dude, it's insane how many different broths there are for ramen, and then all the different accoutrement, all the bullshit that you can put in there. It's great. Jamie, you should definitely,
dude. I don't know if there is a legit ramen place close to me. I'm about to pull out my phone and look it up because I've always seen people talk about it and seen it on TV, and just it looks amazing.
Are you going to be at Kalash Bash this year?
I am not, dude. I don't know. Maybe there's a slim chance I might be able to pull it off, but I don't think so.
I was gonna
don't know.
say I'll bring you a fucking to-go portion from Ramen Tatsuya.
Okay, if
Well-
I'm there next year, I'm gonna hit you up because I was a little upset that I heard you made food last year and I didn't come by to try it, but I didn't know you that well. I didn't want to be like,
Not
"Hey,
only
man,
did
I heard you're
make
making food."
I won, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know you that well, but I didn't expect you to lose either.
We'll try to find some spot and make a day trip or like a vlog video going into like Chicago and try and see what
I
we
would
can
love
find
to.
in there.
Honestly, it looks fantastic.
You
I-
definitely should, dude.
I spent some time in Seattle and I got kind of obsessed with Taiwanese soup dumplings. As
Oh, yeah.
like there was a place called Din Tai Fun, which at the time I think they were only in Seattle and then Taiwan, and now they've expanded to some other spots. But there was a local grocery store that was there too that I would go, and like they had like fresh made soup dumplings that were essentially like half steamed that you could take home, and those were
that's
incredible.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
that was
cool.
really, really good. There was also such great fish out there. I'm a chowder hound, so like
Oh, I love fish.
whatever I can find that's got big pieces of clam in it, I'm definitely going to do that. And then eating lobster in Maine was another kind
Oh.
of special event for me. Like that's something where it's like fresh caught off the boat. It's actually way better than anything you can find around here.
100%.
I'm sure.
Although I like lake salmon a lot. So I fish a lot up here on Lake Michigan, and that where it's like skin on, just right down onto the grill. And then my mom has this really great kind of like glaze that's kind of teriyaki based over the top of it. Throw that on there and just let it go. And the second it kind of comes up off the skin, it's done. And especially where it's like we're filleting it on the boat, just come in, grill's already hot, throw it down. That is probably my favorite thing to eat.
That's a beautiful experience right there for sure.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta thaw my salmon out of the freezer when I'm ready to eat it. God. You guys are terrible. But
Yeah. I also actually, so I could talk about the fish that I catch all day long. I don't know what you guys have down in Texas. I've never been fishing down there, but my favorite fish ever to eat, to probably both catch and to eat is bluegill. So I mean, just these
bluegill
little
chips,
small panfish, fry them up, and you don't need like, it's literally the classic hook and bobber with
Yeah.
a worm on the end of it. Just sit it out there,
Yeah.
and the limit up here is like 75. Like you can feed a couple of people with 75 bluegill.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's really, really good. If you ever go to a restaurant, especially if it's kind of divey and, you know, they're cooking outside, maybe out back, and they're like, hey, we got a bluegill plate tonight. Just order it, get a whiskey with it, you know, or get a beer and 2 shots, preferably a PBR. Appreciate you supporting,
Ugh.
you know, the great state of Wisconsin. But
I think one of the coolest things about fish is how it's so regionally different.
yes.
It's wild. It's
Yeah.
wild. And then you pull in the whole Japanese aspect of fish, which like they fucking, in my opinion, take the cake of like all the fish and knowledge and insane butchery and shit like that because of sushi. But it's funny because I know Midwest really like the walleye.
Mm-hmm.
I know in Texas, bluegill is everywhere. And that was of the first fish that I ever fucking ate. But I feel like nobody eats bluegill now. Or like in restaurants for sure. I've never seen a bluegill in a restaurant.
Damn.
But if you're going out camping, we're definitely fucking eating bluegill.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. I don't know. Maybe we're eating more Gulf Coast shit. I know that at my restaurant now we're eating redfish.
Oh.
I don't even know where exactly we're getting that from, but it's local. Catfish, I think is garbage.
Yeah, nope.
But everybody loves catfish in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm burnt
really,
out on it. I ate so much of it when I was younger. I just can't do it no more.
I don't really like
I can't do it.
I don't really like bottom feeder fish. Like to me, like walleye
They
are
taste
eating
like dirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like walleye are eating other fish. And if what I'm eating is eating something that I would also like to eat,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be pretty good.
Hell yeah. Dude, walleye's amazing. I love a good walleye. Don't get me started.
I never had walleye when I was up in Minnesota, but I
dude,
heard
forget
that
about
it's
it.
incredible.
You get a
I
nice
remember
size
eating
walleye, dude.
bluegill as a kid and thinking it was incredible because it's white, flaky, and like not very fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another big one up here is perch. So like if you go out for a Friday fish fry, it's going to be walleye, perch, bluegill are going to be your big three. And people kind
Now,
of are
aren't
obsessed with
perch and
perch.
bluegill damn near the same thing?
Perch got more size on it.
Yeah. And
They're
then
bigger. Okay, yeah.
and then there's another one that's out there called crappie, which really do look like bluegill as well.
Yeah.
And if you write it out, it looks like crappie, but those are really, really good eating as well. And then I really like bass, which a lot of people don't. Like
I'm not a
smallmouth,
bass guy.
largemouth bass. I'm a pretty big fan of that.
It's weird. I'm not even a big fan of consuming any of the fish. Like if it's fishy, scented, flavored, I'm not into
Yeah.
it. If it's
Mhm.
very neutral and like white, flaky flesh, I'll do it because I can like put some sauce and whatnot over it. But I don't really like fish.
Hey, it's all in what you like, dude. Personal
Yeah.
preference.
Yeah.
And I think we've accomplished that today.
So for me, it's any seafood I'm there for. Crab legs, lobsters, clams,
Dude, you get me in
oysters.
front of a plate of shrimp, watch out. Ever since I can, dude, I'm not even messing around. Ever since I can remember, I've been a shrimp fiend, dude. I love shrimp. I don't know why. I just tear it up.
I went on a cruise once, and they had shrimp cocktails before dinner, which for a 13-year-old is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll take a shrimp cocktail, please. And then it's 4 shrimp that are around with this sauce in the middle of it. I was just like, oh, these are pretty good. I was like, I'll take another one because it's like all you can eat. They were like, okay, here you go. So I had 11 of those things.
There you go.
And then they said, sir, unfortunately, you're cut off. And at this point, I was shrimp drunk, and I was just like, you can't cut me off. I paid for this. I'm 13. I didn't pay for anything. I don't know why I thought I could boss them around like that. But I've never been cut off from drinking, but I have been cut off from shrimp cocktails.
It's more expensive than the liquor you're drinking. That's why. Sir, you know how much you can get so many PBRs for this cocktail? That's what they were telling you. But I hate to be an asshole, but we're 2 hours, 16 minutes into it. It's 9 o'clock. I still got to work tomorrow.
I could talk more, but I want to go ride still.
Yeah, and I know you want to ride. Jose, I can't thank you enough for being here. I'd love to have you on again, and you're a fantastic gentleman, a fantastic shooter, great man to talk to. I know you said you were a little nervous about joining, but I figured we'd find common ground and have a good time, and I feel like we've done that. Paul, you were late. Don't ever let it happen again, please.
Hey, let me just call my boss. You see this roof?
Yeah.
I'll tell the job that pays for this, to go pound sand next time.
Yeah. So Jose, if you have anything to say to what's that?
I want to point out that my title here, it says lowercase j, and y'all have nice, pseudonames. I tried to write sweet, but I tried it over and over again, and it would not let me. And I was
Really?
just like, fuck lowercase j.
Well, you should have said something earlier. I could probably fix that now, but it's a little too late in the game.
I kind of like the non-compliant, just lowercase j that I got there now.
I'm just gonna start calling you Jay every time I see you. What's up, Jay? Everybody be like, why you call him that? Inside, dude, you got to know. But if there's anything you can say, to anybody who wants to get into shooting or is thinking about it or just started off, get a little word of advice for the people out there.
Word of advice for shooting. Take the jump. Go shoot your first match. It's okay to do it alone. Friends will help. They will have a new shooters briefing, so you're never going to be completely unprepared.
There you go.
That's the truth. Yeah.
I've tried.
Do it. Take the jump. Take the jump.
It's a great time. You're gonna have fun. I stress it enough. But like I said, I'm pretty sure everybody listening to my stupid ass on here talk, and you guys are obviously fine gentlemen. I think they all shoot and they know it's a good time. And it's like we've discussed before, the more you spread it out to your friends, the better it is for the sport and the better it is for everybody to keep growing. So try to drag a friend with you next time you go somewhere.
We need people to fill the bottom of the brackets.
I need people to paste fucking targets.
That just makes us look even better.
I need to pad numbers, and I need some target pasters out there. I'm tired of doing that shit.
Target pasters local 4774.
That's right, dude. Yeah, that's my new sticker.
It's also beautiful to see someone who sucks come and shoot and then grow.
Oh yeah.
Watching someone's progress is amazing.
Go ahead and watch my first YouTube competition and then watch the last one. I think I'm doing a little bit better. That's all that
It's really
matters.
fun to watch. It is.
But once again, thank you very much, man. Like I said, love to have you on again sometime. We'll talk maybe after an event or something. We'll discuss some things, or
Yeah.
maybe if like some fancy new pistol stuff happens, we'll have you on here, or just gun stuff related, whatever, or food. Who cares?
If you've
You know?
got something that you need to get off your chest,
Oh,
come on.
damn it! Yeah.
Let's do another one. We got all sorts of things to talk about.
All right, man.
Oh, yeah,
well, I'll
man.
keep in touch. But thank you again, and thank you all for listening. Like I said before, please hit the subscribe button. Be a friend, tell a friend, let them know what's happening here, and we will talk to you guys later. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night
That's all.
or day, whatever.
Shoot ready.
Yep.
Shooter ready. Stand by. Shooter ready. Stand by. Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Shooter ready. Stand by.